That shit probably like 3 years ago.
That shit's wild, bro.
All these old shootings.
That shit happened like I think yesterday.
Yeah. And then, but the thing is that he got handcuffs after that. He drove off with the cop.
You know it's gonna be some shit in the game.
You know who spoke out today?
Yeah. Who?
Y'all know who Ready Ron is?
Who's that?
Take a wild guess.
We on
Ready, Ron?
Ready Ron. Everybody in here knows exactly who he is, and didn't know you knew exactly who he was.
Was it Ron Muhammad?
No, Ready Ron is the guy in the story that DMX talks about when he was a kid.
That gave him the
Ready Ron came out and said DMX is a motherfucking lie. I did not give him no crack lace blunt.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's a video online and everything. He said, I'm glad somebody found me to interview me. He said, I'm down to interview with whoever.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love X, but it didn't happen like he's saying it. That ain't how it happened.
wow.
What did he say happened?
He said that the dude had in him some weed and he hit this shit, but
It
it
was
was
crack lace blunt. But he said,
What's Ron saying?
he didn't go into details on the story. He's like, man, y'all got to remember. He said, I'm only 3 years older than DMX. He said in the story DMX was saying, he said he was 13 and the nigga was like 30. He said, I'm nigga.
like we was both kids.
Niggas in the same school. Niggas mama picking them up in the same
My uncle gave me crack when I was 9. So he said the ex was a fiend before that?
Nah, he not saying he was a fiend. He just saying that he didn't give him the blunt that was laced. If you look up Ready Ron, he talks about it.
Okay.
You know, I thought that was extremely brave for him to come forward. But he also said he been getting death threats and hate mail like a motherfucker. How do you find? You know how crafty you got to be to. I don't even know who got my Uncle Roger hooked on crack. Rest in peace, Rod. How did you find the nigga that got? You know what I mean?
Shit.
I just found a responsible crackhead nigga that was responsible for it. Nah.
But don't run up on Ready Ron. If that's DMX big homie, that nigga's a gangster.
Don't play with that nigga.
Blow your motherfucking head off, nigga.
Yeah, don't fuck around with it.
You know, y'all thinking it's a game out here, man.
I go back to how much people worship celebrity, man. They're like, I'm gonna find the nigga that got DMX hooked on crack and I'm gonna kill that nigga.
Well, it's not that. It's also how much idiots will believe anything a celebrity says.
Right.
Like you can say anything.
Facts.
Because you don't want to be known as a nigga that got DMX hooked on crack. Like, that's a fucked up stain on the reputation.
Why ain't nobody after Dionne Warwick?
Bad second half of your life.
For real. Like, nobody wants to hang out with that guy.
Ain't nobody trying to kill Dionne Warwick though. From what I understand, she was the reason that she turned Whitney Houston out.
Right.
If y'all
On the
wanna
drug?
get
Wait, really?
Yeah, if y'all want to get at somebody, get at what's her name?
But we don't. But
Dionne Warwick.
But is that
Who
true?
gonna get up there?
We don't know that.
It was
Because one person's not even alive.
It wasn't Bobby.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
wasn't B-Dog. Wit was on the rock before she started dancing with B. So
I think she fuck with that shit.
it was on the bio. I mean, listen. If I'm basing it on the biography, we watched the biography and it was credible sources saying that Dionne Warwick was on the other side and danced with Whitney a little bit when she was little. You know what I'm saying? Exposed her to some stuff, and then
Right.
Whitney grew up a little bit off.
Well,
Wouldn't
shit,
it-
look, we know that Elvis got Ike Turner on cocaine.
How we know that?
Just say.
How we know?
You know what?
Ike Turner said he was part
But
of
what did Elvis say?
Elvis got a lot of people hooked on that.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute. This nigga DeJuan ain't gonna believe Whitney got hooked on crack unless it was a white motherfucker that did it. No, it wasn't Dionne. Because the bitch is black. But
It was Buddy from Charles in Charge that got.
Charlie only believed it because a nigga did it. He only believed black man did it. It must be true, nigga.
what was the thing about Elvis and Ike Turner?
Nah, Ike Turner talked about that. He didn't get hooked on that cocaine and that heroin until he started fucking with Elvis.
Okay.
Wow.
Elvis and St. Louis Red
No
Fox.
mics around, nigga.
So you say Elvis got Red Fox on it
I'm gonna
too?
eat. There's no fucking mics.
I think it was heroin.
Red Fox was fucking with that shit before Elvis
Let me
was.
come on your show.
There's no mics in front of me, my nigga. What
Alright,
you
so let me
saying?
come on your show. I'll eat up all during your shit.
Nigga, relax. There's no mic in front of me, my
There's
nigga.
5 fucking mics, bro.
This is the mic in front of me, my nigga. This is not.
So this can't hear me. I'm just gonna disrespect your shit.
Y'all niggas need to quit being sensitive. There's no mic in front of me, dog. Who the fuck? I can't chew shit. That means don't chew gum on this
For 2
motherfucker.
hours.
Yeah.
2 hours, though.
Huh?
I'm only asking you not to do it for 2 hours.
I'm not gonna eat if it ain't no mic in front of me, dog. There's no mic in front of me.
Hold on, man.
I leg so you can fucking eat. It's gonna sit like this so you can fucking eat.
Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me chewing right now?
Hold on, man. Fuck that conversation. What I'm talking about is Elvis.
Why would niggas?
Elvis. So what'd you say, Elvis? What?
Now, he got Ike Turner on that shit. Yeah. And then Hugh Hefner. That motherfucker got all them people taking them using the Spanish flies and shit that Bill Cosby in jail for.
Right.
You know, that's why going back to what you said earlier about listening to these celebrities. Man, these celebrities is drugged out.
Talk about it.
Assholes that get paid to read other people's lines. So why the fuck you gonna listen to this? Their whole profession is made around lying to you. Denzel Washington wasn't Malcolm X, but he made you believe he was.
Right.
Morgan Freeman wasn't Joe Clark, but he made you believe he was. Now Morgan Freeman on something. I'm going to take the shot because I am Morgan Freeman and you should listen to me.
Right.
Joe Clark, fuck you. You literally get paid to read other people's shit.
Why do we give them credibility though? Well, not us, but why are they giving that amount?
Because they're famous. Because they get exalted and they get pressed up and they get put in front of us all. So when you see somebody on a TV or on a screen or you hear them on music and the regular person isn't there, you start to just think like, oh, this motherfucker is on a different level than me. I don't think it's right, but I think that that's what happens.
Because it's only human to believe what you see. Our eyes believe what we see.
Okay.
And so if you always focus on TV, that's what your belief is. That's what your world is. Because now if you're educated and understand propaganda, then you can properly filter this stuff out. But then we don't educate our children and people on propaganda. So it's only the subconscious can't filter out that shit if it's not aware. So since they're always in front of our face, they tell us these are the motherfuckers we supposed to listen to. That's why that's why I say people gotta understand propaganda. You know what I mean? Understand that shit. Because if you don't understand that, you have no other choice to believe what you see every day of the week.
Yeah, I agree. Propaganda's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's why they try to get them to be spokespersons all the time.
Yeah.
Man.
Come read this line. They do what you paid to do anyway.
Cardi B.
Cardi motherfucking B. Fucking, I'm blaming everything on Elvis and Hugh Hefner from here on out. Drugs are a tough thing because once a family member gets addicted to a hard drug, they're not the same person. And I think a lot of times we get caught defending who they used to be. And it's tough until you've had somebody that's you're close and personal. You know, somebody that's very close to you get hooked on hard drugs. To see that person, to see somebody transition from who they are to a drug addict is like it's a hurtful process, man. Bobby Brown recently came out and was saying he knows who's responsible for the death of his daughter and his ex-wife Whitney Houston.
Is the same person?
Same person.
Oh shit!
But he's dead as well.
The dude.
Who?
Bobby Christina, the daughter's boyfriend, was hooked on heroin as well.
Yeah, what's his
And
name?
he's saying that he's the person that was responsible for giving the drugs to Whitney and his daughter, which I think is an error in perception on Bobby's behalf.
They killed that nigga.
Yeah, he was young. Yeah, he died. He died recently. He died from an overdose, right?
January.
Got Whitney on it, and she been on it since the 80s.
Right. Well, he's saying responsible for the actual drug.
pack that she took that was
Giving it to her.
right.
The drug came from because first they said it was Ray J. They're trying to say Ray J got the drug, but Ray J said he had no.
Wait.
The guy's name.
Is he the media? Wait, is he the media fall guy? Like every time something happened, like there was that.
Well, Ray J.
Like somebody jumped off a building, like Ray J pushed it. Playing that Ray J.
Wasn't Ray J fucking her before she passed? Whitney?
Whitney?
Yeah.
Yeah, they say he was in a room earlier that day, but
Yeah, but you know, like he was the one. I guess the boyfriend was the one that was getting her and the daughter.
So his name is Nick Gordon, and he was found guilty in civil court of the offense, which is crazy to me. Because if he wasn't around, she would have got it from somebody.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You can't blame drug dealers for selling drugs.
Facts.
Drugs are a system failure. It's not a drug dealer failure. Self-preservation is the number one thing in every human. So before a conscious, in the present thinking human dies, most of them will sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what race, ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? If it's life or death, most people will, you know what I'm saying, sell drugs in that situation. You know what I mean?
Didn't they prosecute the dude that gave Michael Jackson that
Yeah, the doctor.
Yeah. He was a doctor.
Is that the same deal though?
Nah, it's a little different because he's a doctor. He's licensed.
Yeah, that's like what do they call it?
Medical malpractice.
Yeah, medical malpractice type shit. Him, just because he was dealing with the drugs, and it was, you know what I'm saying, like,
Give nigga gas.
Yeah, so
He put a gas on Michael Jackson.
yeah, that's different. Yeah. But Michael was asking him to though.
The best drugs.
Yeah, he was,
had
that
the
nigga
best
was,
Propofol.
I probably would have been a dope head if I had Mike's doctor.
And his money was long.
Nigga, have you ever had surgery?
Have you had propofol? Like what Mike
Yeah,
died of.
waking up from surgery.
When I got my wisdom teeth pulled, they gave me that shit, and if I had access to that,
Bro, I'd be on it every day. Have you ever had surgery?
I have had surgery. I had weight
You
loss.
remember that feeling when you wake up?
Oh yeah, I felt like I was gonna
Nigga,
die.
what?
Yes, absolutely.
give me the mask.
That's how a lot of people get hooked on drugs. A lot of people get hooked on drugs by taking painkillers, and then they get on that shit, and then they end up doing heroin because it's cheaper.
We've all had morphine before, right?
Yeah.
I remember when I had, and I kept asking for more after this because I knew they would keep bringing this shit to me. You know what I'm saying? And like, because you have a doctor monitoring, you're thinking you're not gonna die.
Yeah.
So I'm like, pain's 10. I knew if I said 10, you get more.
Yeah.
You just figure out patterns, and I just kept getting morphine.
Bro, that shit.
And it's
shit ain't no
it
joke.
felt great.
Yeah, that shit.
Anything that while you counting, because remember they tell you to start counting before you.
And you don't even get to the 10.
And then you wake up, they just counting. Like, what
That shit is scary.
Nigga still counting.
the- I mean, that
You don't
shit.
even get to fold like nigga fold.
But the but the psychology of the system is so powerful that the things that are the system's fault, we blame each other for.
Absolutely.
That's true.
That ain't that crazy? Like if you robbed me today, you didn't have no money. That's technically not your fault. It's technically not. He should have something.
Right.
The system has enough in place to where if a nigga has absolutely nothing, he should be able to go get something.
Right.
Facts.
True. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Welfare.
It's something. It shouldn't be just.
Look, the system tells if you raise a farm sugar or tobacco, the system says if there was a weather failure or anything that got in the way of your crop coming in, we're going to guarantee you this many billions of dollars if you own a sugar plantation or any kind of crop down south. It's a whole system that says if you own farmland, the government's going to give you money no matter what happens with the environment. If you undersold, matter of fact, if you made too much, they'll give you money to throw some of the extra shit away. So why? So if it's true up top, why can't it be true on the bottom?
Our problems are so basic, bro. In the broad scheme of things, the things that we go through on the individual level are so minuscule. It is even more disrespectful when you look at the fact that they're only willing to help us in certain ways. They're only willing to help you if you go into a tremendous amount of debt.
Right.
If you want to be a business owner and you say, I don't want to go to college, I want to be a business owner, I want to work for myself, there's nothing out there in place for you to start from nothing and be a business owner.
Right.
You have to go accumulate something, whether it's debt or sell drugs to make a large amount of money, and then you can open a business. But they won't push you into independence from the start.
Right.
You always got to earn your way out of slavery. Why is that? Why do I have to get indebted or put all this mental stress on myself, take on all this extra emotional baggage just to be independent?
That's a good point, man.
Like I told you last week, my boy Tess in Rolling Heights was in Germany. He's Somali and his dad lives in Germany. His mom lives here. He didn't have full citizenship, so they kicked him out of America for a short time, like a couple years. So he went to Germany and was selling his mixtape, stacked some money, bought some hash. He didn't even have a citizenship in Germany yet. Got cracked, did a year in a German prison. When he got out, they had keys to his own apartment. They had money for him, and he had like 7 or 8 pamphlets where he could choose to be trained to do whatever career he wanted. He could be a motherfucking plumber, electrician, whatever. Like that was a part of getting out of prison. He didn't land on his ass. You feel what I'm saying?
Reintroducing him back to society.
And the reason he was hustling when he was there because he didn't really know how it worked. So he thought it was like America. So he's on the streets hustling and doing grimy shit, not even knowing that he didn't have to do that in Germany.
They already had something for you.
They already got something for you. All you got to do is go down to the local spot, and then they'll get you going.
Wait, so are you saying that, so let's say a kid turns 18, he should be given like a stipend from the government, a car and a home to start an entrepreneur?
Why not?
Yes, absolutely.
They go for college.
Yes.
Why not?
He gets that. If he says he's going to go to college, he gets that.
So that person can't work and save up money to do this. They have to be given something.
They don't have to do that for college.
This person said, "Do for yourself." I agree for you. I agree with you. but what if I only have what? It's about what you have access to.
Doing for self requires you already have something.
Right.
Because you can't do for self and not have anything to start with, nothing to leverage with.
Bro,
but when it comes to college, you don't have to have nothing.
You said that's communism.
You just get to go.
That is not communism. That is not communism. You know what I'm saying? It basically, look, when you play sports on the team, everybody's on the team. Everybody gets a jersey. Everybody knows the plays. Right? Now, some of us are more capable. We play more than the others. But if you make the team, everybody on the team is going to have the possibility and get action at being a starter, getting playing time.
Same uniform, same
uniform. In this particular situation in America, it's not. We all got on different. We're supposed to have the same uniform on, but we don't.
I don't know. I kind of disagree.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I disagree a little bit because I feel like, I don't know. My pops taught me growing up, he said the government will never give you anything. Your teachers ain't going to teach you what you need to do to succeed. And a college degree will not guarantee your success, is what he told me from Jump Street. So he said you got a gift inside of you that's going to make you earn more than what any teacher can tell you. So he taught me that from Jump Street. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you're taught that you'll never get anything from the system to begin with and everything in the system is against you, then you won't even be looking at the system to support you.
That's my point.
Here's the whole point of that.
So how do you explain Germany?
Who gave you the handout to be an entrepreneur?
Here's how I look at it. Look, I'm not here to have a race to the bottom because we pay taxes. And
true.
The government
That's why we got to be in the system.
already doing this. Right. So I'm not going to hear. I know what I can do. I didn't get anything, and I did start it on my own, and I know that can be done. But here's what I got to say to that. This is the same country when no matter what city you go in, the person that owns the gas station is an Indian. The person that owns the body shops is probably a Russian. The person that owns the liquor store is probably from somewhere from the Middle East. How did they get those shops? They didn't save that money back over there and come over here. When they got here, the government trained them back in their home country and said, when you get here, we're going to open up a store for you on consignment to where everything that comes in here first is on the government. Now, once you sell, you got to keep it open. But when we look at all these small ethnic groups that have that own stuff in the hood, they got something free from the government that we pay taxes for. When we look at white America, when they moved out to the suburbs, we talk about the hood and white flight. Well, black people had to buy these houses for like 10 grand that was used, 15 grand. But the white folks, they got new housing, no furniture, houses already full of furniture. If they went to the military, they got a GI Bill that paid for that. And when it came time for them to develop businesses, they got more money from the government. So when we talk about the whole baby boom generation, that whole World War II generation, they all got free shit from the government.
Well, we knew the GI Bill didn't benefit black. We know that.
What was the question? What was the question you were asking earlier, Brandon?
The question was who gave you Doughboy? Who gave you your handouts for you to be a business owner?
Nobody.
Okay, so how do you agree with the other side of it? Of people should have that.
Because I feel like there's millionaires and billionaires in this country, so there's definitely enough money to go around. So why do you have people that have so much money that they'll never be able to spend it in a lifetime or a couple of generations, and then you have people that can't even keep their lights on? So I'm saying that the money is there. Why don't we just spread it around for everybody? Because it's obviously there.
Yeah, but the reality is they're not. So what I think is, if y'all got it, why don't you let's give the game on how you did it? We know we're not gonna get it. Like
if you expect us to get it,
we're not gonna get it, Dwam. We're not gonna get it. We're not gonna get it. So,
I can point to times in history where we demanded it and got it. So I can point to that.
3 times in the fucking history.
No, not
it just happened for the Asians.
It just happened for the Asians last week.
They got 50 million.
We got 50 billion last week.
Million.
They got 50 million?
Please don't say billion.
Don't do that.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Put it on my head.
I'll tell you this though. Illegals in New York just got $15 grand apiece.
Talk about it.
Really?
In the state of New York, people who are illegal aliens just got $15 grand a piece.
Go on, but that's okay. They may have got that.
Doesn't even sound
For what?
fair.
No, hold up. But they may have got that. But Dozie is here, y'all.
Yo, check the Quentin, man.
Hey.
What's good with y'all,
Oh,
man?
Charlie left. He had to eat the fucking sour patch.
Jordan had to take a
That nigga
snack
had to.
break.
That nigga back.
Stupid nigga.
To be clear, all I'm saying is this: if you're gonna spread it to everybody. I'm tired of seeing all these other groups and rich people get money because I pay. That's our money. It's literally our money. We're paying for it.
You're not gonna get the handout, bro.
No,
It's not a handout.
It's
not a
It's
handout.
withdrawing. That's like saying your own bank account is a handout. No, you put the money in the motherfucker. You can withdraw it.
So
On the 18, put the hand
Don't go to the ATM to get a handout of 20s. You can put those 20s in there.
Bad comparison.
Deposit though.
I mean, the system is so fucked up. People don't even understand when they're deserving of something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look, man, if you get a system failure, people with nothing defend the system's failures all the time. They call the system's responsibility a handout. They say it's okay to spend $80,000 a year to house me as a prisoner, but it's not okay to give me $80,000 to start a business.
Right.
Right.
Where is
Because if they keep you in prison, then they can have you doing free labor and they can make money off of you anyway. So they're getting it from the back end.
Okay, which is a system failure, and that's being manipulated by lobbyists who want to privatize prisons.
Absolutely.
And keep slavery legal because in the Constitution it says that you are free except if duly convicted of a crime.
Right.
You know, it's a system failure all day long.
It's working for them. It's not a failure for them.
No, but it's a failure for us.
Yeah.
Right, because they set it up for us to lose.
This is exactly what they want. Like, I don't see it as a failure. I think I'm sure they sitting back like, "Yup, plan is working. Is this like
That's what Duncan said.
And
The system works perfectly.
Works perfectly, just not for us.
It does?
It
way it's supposed to.
So the system works perfectly.
We're supposed to be.
Yes.
For them,
for
who
the
created the system?
It worked for them.
System
Whose
don't
system
work
is it?
perfect.
Whose
Huh?
system
It
is
worked
it?
for them.
The system don't work perfect. So many elements to the system. When you say the system works perfectly,
For them.
For the people that designed it.
Yeah.
I don't
They
think
designed it to be this way.
no.
Who's at the bottom?
But every time like this, every time the people, the way I say, look, every time the people at the bottom got something, the people at the bottom demanded it. Because the only way the people at the top can keep getting their goodies. Because the number one threat to any nation is internal disruption. That's one thing that people keep forgetting. While everyone's saying, hey, the people need to calm down, the people need to just take what they got, the people on top understand that the base, once the base shake, they ain't got shit. So when the people on the bottom all rise up and say, fuck this, that's how you get the 8-hour work week. The 8-hour work day, 40-hour work week. That's how you get child labor laws. That's how you get Social Security. That's how you get pensions. That's how you get affirmative action. Everything we got was when the people said, okay, enough. Right. And so I take the mindset of, yes, it's fucked up the way things are. Yes, the top probably is going to get more than we do. But I ain't got to take it. Because I know every time I open a book,
Right.
the people that said I ain't taking it no more got what the fuck they demanded.
Right. What is
because the people up top can't keep what they got if the people on bottom don't let it happen.
Well, I mean, the fact that when people say the system is working perfectly fine, and you're not even on the side of the system that's working perfectly fine for,
Right.
you're just saying that shit because we're not on the side. Nobody in this room is on the side of the system that's working perfectly
No,
fine.
definitely not.
So
we're not saying that. That's like somebody saying our show is different than their show, right? But our show works for us the way we do that shit. If somebody tried to copy this shit and try to use it as theirs, like, oh, why we ain't getting as many views or why our shit ain't popping like theirs, this ain't your system, and it might fail you. So if you try to integrate into the system without that in your mind, like, look, this ain't built for us at all. So maybe we need to get our own system or just start doing business a little different.
we got a system.
So are you saying Doughboy's only here to find out how it works to take it back?
Damn it! Let me get the fuck out of here.
Yo, you see how he says this shit?
I've been
He don't
found
change
out.
his facial expression or nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
Welcome back.
So
Welcome back, Steve.
so if you get food poisoning, whose fault is that?
The people who prepared the food.
Is it?
Yeah.
It couldn't be the food, the actual food that was prepared, that maybe that was bad?
But who served it to me? Who bought it? Who Prepared it. Like if you should know your food is bad before you even.
But that's
sell
the
it.
level. That's what I'm saying. We don't ask who grew the food.
Right.
We don't ask who put the dirt to what company provided the soil, what type of seed it is. We only blame other people in the system. And that's the problem. That's nigga. When you get food poisoning, nobody ever says, "Take me down to the farm where they grew this shit at." Who killed the pig? Niggas say, "Nigga, I'm going to McDonald's to cause havoc." You motherfuckers didn't cook my burger all the way.
We talk to the manager.
We are programmed to stop at a certain level when it comes to accountability for our issues.
Right.
We are taught to believe that the food that we're fed is only the responsibility of the person who's feeding it to us. What about the nigga that grew the plants? What about the nigga that fed the pigs and the cow? What about the niggas that genetically modified the seeds? We never go past that basic level because we are taught systematically to only care about the things at our level. We're programmed to only give a fuck. We only give a fuck to the point where it benefits or doesn't benefit us.
Because that's the easiest for us. All that other shit you talking about take work. We don't
It take work, but that's the only way.
But what I'm saying is, even if you say that the food was poisoned and you like, I want to talk to the guy who runs the beef plant, whoever runs the, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit. We need to do like Tuesday.
Yeah, for real.
You would have had an aneurysm, nigga.
Oh, nigga.
You see, they showed up to that nigga's house the last couple of days. In South Carolina, was a young black kid living in the neighborhood, just walking.
Army guy.
Shout out to the people.
Just walking.
Oh yeah.
And he like a little slow.
A military, one of them, dude, fuck, one of those type of white, I'll fucking kick your ass type white boys.
Yeah, he was.
Stopped him and was basically bullying this 14, 15-year-old kid, acting like he was starting trouble in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
You ain't seen it?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was the next day or a couple days. Shit, about a couple hundred black folks showed up to that motherfucker.
They pulled up.
Pulled up, and guess what the nigga didn't do?
He didn't come outside.
He didn't come outside.
He didn't have that same energy.
Didn't have that same energy. Accountability makes cowards out of men.
Woo! Speak on it.
Niggas do all type of shit when they got the advantage, bro.
Come on.
When they feel like they can win, when they got the advantage, when you ain't putting no pressure on them. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas be all in the front of their house all day, nigger, and doing all kind of crazy shit. But as soon as niggas show up, what happens?
He didn't
They
come
pack it up.
And they did the same thing with old girl. That cop that shot that brother. They showed up to her house, and the police had to put a big ass barricade out front. You see that?
Nah, I didn't see that
That
one.
little freeway center median, that cement.
Yeah.
They put them blocks around her house because they showed up to her front door.
But you saw the one. That's what Farrakhan said way back in the day, where he's like, "They're scared if we ever get power, we gonna do to them what they did to us." That's the fear.
Yeah, that's a fear, and we ain't gonna do.
And we're
with
not
them.
violent by nature.
We're not
at
we're
all.
not. But when you back a creature into a corner, at some point it's gonna have to fight back.
Start a war.
You know, a lot of people don't know if you suffer from food poisoning, you can hold farms and shit accountable. You know what I'm saying? It's possible to sue food suppliers after suffering from food poisoning, such as E. coli, salmonella, and other types. Basically, it's called a public liability lawsuit. It's a specific kind of personal injury claim that often applies when contaminated food products are sold and cause people to get sick. A lawsuit may allow you to also recover compensation for medical costs, hospital bills, loss of income, and other damages. You know what I'm saying? So if they have something in place where if your body is poisoned by food, and you can prove through the through a product liability lawsuit that your body is sick and contaminated because of poisonous food, then why can't they do it with other poisons like crack? You know what I'm saying? You know, like misinformation, like propaganda. These are all forms of poison. So if we can prove that our condition is a direct derivative of being poisoned, we should be seeking some type of liability or damages for not only the mental damage, but the social damage is done to our community. There are things in place if niggas would only stop blaming each other.
Right.
And look a little deeper. Yeah, a few of us may have to die, nigga, but fuck it.
So we
Dying
can
anyway.
So we can go after UCLA.
Yeah, that's what
Kraig.
they'll have they be telling themselves. It's the people who we're going after in these situations is the people in power. The people
at the United States government.
Exactly.
The people who made, distributed crack.
That's an
they did
uphill
it for
battle.
a reason. They already came out with the Iran, all that shit. They like, what was the Bay of the Pigs? Was it?
Nah,
that was in Cuba, right?
Bay of Pigs is Cuba.
Contra. So they already had a whole thing where Ali North came on and said, yeah, we did that, and that's what. And it's like that's why I be telling people every year we do this shit with the voting shit, right? Who's the best, who's the worst, right? Yeah, and every year the Democrats win, bro. Reparations come up, and they say fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why when people be like, oh, you know, it's like we gotta look at accountability, right? We just said that. Right. So we know that party's supposed to represent black people, and every time it comes to vote for something. And the Congress, you know what I'm saying, for us to win money, whether it be what you're talking about, you know what I'm saying, programs, shit like that, you know what I'm saying, that should be helping black people specifically. You know what I mean? Not minorities, people of color, us, black people. We have a special relationship with America. We don't say nothing. We sit there and bitch, we do what we do. We attack each other. We attack each other. Right. We like, oh, well, Duncan, what the fuck is you talking about?
Damn.
You know what I mean? What no, what I'm saying is, we said this shit how long ago, Dawn?
Yeah.
I said that yesterday. I said, we sat there, me and Dawn sat there and told y'all.
Oh, yeah, about that.
This shit was finna happen.
Yeah.
You don't tell
all last year we been saying that shit. All last year.
I'm just
But
saying.
look, though, let me add, recovery compensation is a big thing. Has anybody in here been affected by drugs, the use of drugs in their family?
Come on, man. Yeah.
Do you feel like if you really had to pinpoint it that you've lost anything in life monetarily because of drugs or the consumption of drugs by anybody in your family?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel at any point in your life that maybe your mentality may have been somewhat poisoned because of as a result of some type of drug use or erratic behaviors or non-healthy behaviors by people on drugs in your family? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I mean, bro, if it was regular food we were consuming, we would be able to we would have a lawsuit. Yeah. There would be something that we would be able to gain from those losses. Why are niggas scared for the big payday? I feel like niggas are scared of the big payoff. I feel like we like struggle, bro.
Niggas are scared to upset white folks. That's all it is. I mean, because it's still viewed as a hierarchy to, unfortunately, the majority of brothers. And if you don't want to, they don't want to step on that cake because they feel that you could be reprimanded in some way. That's what I think.
That
and checked into place too, though.
Well, checked into play, and also a lot of black people don't feel like that. We have such low self-confidence. We don't feel like. Thumbs up the video. Like the video, please. Please share the video. Like it. Thumbs
Mash
up.
that like button.
We've been. We don't think we deserve it. You know,
That's
what I
think.
mean? A lot of black people think.
That's what I think.
We go to the same. We were educated by the people who enslaved us. So we literally have their mindset. We see ourselves the way they see us. Damn. They don't see us as deserving, so we don't see ourselves as deserving. Right. So it's like on that movie Django. Who that nigga on that horse right there? Mm-hmm. So that's how black people. Whenever we get talking about, anytime we get like, I see some people in the chat talking something. Well, I'm going to get my own. Anytime we talk about getting what we pay for in taxes. Like, think about it. No other group has paid taxes in this country longer than black Americans. No other group, including these white people. Yeah. We've been paying taxes longer than them. So when it comes time to get our share of what people feel inside, I don't deserve it, I'm this, I'm that, and you don't deserve it either too because you a nigga.
I feel like trauma has kept us in place though. And that piggybacks on what we were talking about Tuesday. If you constantly putting images up of us getting shot by the police and beat and blah, 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 and then we looking at that person like, damn, that person look like me. That's what's going to happen to me, even dating back to slavery. Look at this nigga hanging up on the tree, y'all. You see this? This will be you.
This will be you.
Every nigga that get out of place, try to speak out, make an advancement, this you.
Right. Speaking of that, yeah, like, we look at what black people have to deal with in this country. Not only the crack, I look at my grandparents. My grandparents own businesses. They own real estate. They raised me, DeJuan, just go ahead and get a job. These businesses, the terrorism that they faced as black business owners through the 1940s, 50s, and 60s made them raise my dad and me saying, don't open your own business. Because they saw how the LAPD used to come on Broadway and shake them down for money. Right. They saw how the government found ways to redline them out of money and then literally give the business to some new Asian that just got here 2 weeks ago. So we were raised like that. The people that were getting lynched, these niggas was in suits. They owned businesses. These were the people who ran industry that were getting lynched back in the 19 teens. So black people as a whole has this mindset of, let's just be safe, dog. Let's just get this job and stay out the way. Because what our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents went through, and all that shit got passed down through epigenetics.
Well, Kraig, just like when you say like a few niggas gonna die, that part right there, I'm not gonna be that nigga. So that right there to turn off 90%. Right, 90%. That's why people don't join the military. That's why a lot of people don't join the military for that same like, I could die, I could get shot. Yeah, I'm cool.
But I'm not talking about physical though. I'm talking about. Physical.
Niggas gonna die physically. Let's not tiptoe around that shit.
Niggas ain't gonna sign up to
I got a question.
Reputation wise, you take a hit when you do something out of the box.
Yeah,
Facts.
right.
Niggas think you weird off top.
Facts.
That's one thing comedy has helped me with. I really don't give a fuck what nobody think because I've been the only person right in multiple situations, and then years later, motherfuckers come back like, bro,
Remember what you said?
My bad.
right, but I thought you was just, you know what I mean? Because some people don't care. You know, you got different types of personality traits, right? And some people don't do the political thing well. I'm one of those people where, like, you got people who they gonna work the room. They're gonna try to endear everybody to them because they want their word to be strong.
Right.
So when they do something, they got some credibility. Then you got niggas like me. I don't give a fuck what nobody think, including my mama. And they ain't nobody I love more than my mama and my daddy. But I don't give a fuck what they think. I love them though.
Right.
I would die for them though. But and when I say that, I don't mean like I'm right about shit. I mean when it comes to certain things like the creative, or when it comes to trying to do things that a lot of people aren't bold enough to try, sometimes you be on an island by yourself. And it's just what it is. Man. It is what it is.
And it's uncomfortable. Right. So you comfortable being uncomfortable.
It's the only way to be.
Gotta be. That's the exercise. You know what I'm saying? The
Say that again, Dewan didn't hear you.
That's the exercise.
Somebody said that's a cap. Nigga, that ain't a cap,
That's
nigga.
not cap at all.
Let me tell you something, man.
What, nigga? Clown eyes.
To do comedy, you gotta realize, man.
Shout out to Pizza Inc. James
To do anything creative, Charlie left a job making 80 to 100. You know what I'm saying? I worked in trucking, man. Yeah. That's what I made as a driver. That's what I made as a driver. I dibbled and dabbled and got a little jobs in between fucking with the cars where I wasn't really making the type of money I was used to, but I was always trying to get back close to this right here. When you leave shit like that, it takes a lot, bro, because it's comfort you leaving. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, nigga. It's hard to be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing, too. But I think a lot of the comfort that we think is real ain't really real either. Because before I moved to L.A., I used to work at a bank, right? And the manager came. I was telling, yo, I'm going to move to L.A. I'm going to do comedy. I remember the manager sat down. We had a conversation like, look, Anthony, you're blowing it. You can work here. You can make $100,000 a year, buy a house. Stop chasing that comedy thing, da-da-da-da. Right. So I was just like, all right, man, fire me so I can get this unemployment. I wasn't hearing nothing you said. Long story short, 3 months later, they shut down the branch that I was working at, and everybody got laid off, and they all got 3 months pay from the people that had just started to the people that had been there 30 years. So the security that you still think that you have really ain't secure at all. It ain't no security, so you might as well do what the fuck you want, because there's really no security in it.
And you could be dead tomorrow, bro.
Exactly.
You could be dead tomorrow. My first day at Bank of America, was December of 2001. The first day I started was another nigga's last day. He had been working there 33 years. He died on the job. I come in for training. They taking this nigga out on a stretcher.
Damn.
Wow.
Come on, man.
I swear to God, he literally died. Had a heart attack on the job.
They had
That's
another.
crazy.
And they gotta replace him. And they gotta replace him.
Already replaced.
He had another.
He was a replacement. Like, get this thing out of here.
So niggas anticipated him dying this day on your start day. No, I don't mean it like that. What I'm saying is he just happened to die.
Hell,
our first day of training was the day he died on the job.
They gave you that nigga desk.
They gave somebody his desk.
Hey, you know about that though, Kraig?
Get that nigga his name badge until he came in.
I knew some bullshit. My first day working at the bank got robbed.
Say it again.
I said my first day working at the bank got robbed.
That's when they fired Dewan for being security.
That's funny.
Why did you taste that nigga?
Niggas want to lunch break during the bank robbery.
All I know is Charlie dressed like he robbed Toys R Us's.
That nigga said Russes.
Plural.
Hey, that nigga dressed like the beginning of Fresh Prince.
It is icy.
BJ R&B Jeff.
Hey, on the real, we miss Brandon though, for real,
I
dog.
miss you guys.
Hey,
man.
yeah.
Even though you do get emotional every time you see Cotton, nigga, we miss. I remember what that was like. I mean, I remember them days.
But that's some real shit. But the thing is, people talk about dying. When you constantly wake up every day, do some shit that you don't want to do for somebody else, barely making it stress, piece of you dying a slow death anyway. You know what I mean? So some people have a mindset of, I'd rather put my foot down in the sand right now and end it and let the chips fall where they may than live the next 20 years dying a slow death.
Does this work for lesser people? That's what you got to realize, man. When I say lesser, I don't mean like another human being is lesser than you, but regardless of age, you could have an accumulation of experiences that give you more insight on shit than somebody that's 10 years older than you.
Facts.
So you don't waste your time trying to prove to a motherfucker who may age-wise be older than you that the ideas that are in your head are good ideas. Your experiences are different. We all walk different paths, man.
Did it give you a different perspective when you started a job, seeing somebody died on this? Like, what did you think about working for somebody at that point?
Well, I was 20 when it happened, so I understood it, but when it hit me later, because then I thought about my dad.
Right.
My dad is a type of nigga never been late to work. He got to be to work at 6 a.m. He's out the house by 3:30. He's at the job an hour and a half early, drinking coffee, getting shit set up. Work, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they tried to fire him after 33 years from Seal Beach Navy base. You know what I'm saying? He ended up getting his retirement.
That's crazy. So to cut his pension, they wanted to...
Exactly. And they tried to do some shady shit. So what I'm saying is, and even my mom is an overqualified person. Extremely book smart, master's degree, years of working experience. And when she got to the point where the game was supposed to pay her what it owed her, she couldn't get a job because she was an overqualified black woman. So what I'm saying is, like, nigga, I grew up in a house where I was like, okay, I saw the fantasy get shattered. Right. So it never existed in my head that this American dream shit of getting a job and an education was the way.
So let me ask y'all two a question, because y'all both hooped at a high level.
Right.
And when you got on a team or you got somewhere and because there's politics in most sports. So when y'all experienced the politics you experienced in sports and you got to a new school and you hit a team and you saw that the coach liked one person more, or there was the political people on the team, blah, blah, blah. What did y'all do to gain the spots and attention that y'all got?
I just killed that nigga.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And hope you can show it.
Yeah, you killed that nigga.
Better.
That's true.
And there's nothing nobody can do.
Yeah.
Now you got coaches that'll try to hide niggas and
They definitely too.
It was different for me because the politics typically catered my way because I was better than everybody. So it was these guys thought they were better, and then they found out they weren't, and then I was getting on the free shit. So I like the politics.
But you said something key.
I'm dead serious, bro. Like, I got everything paid for. We're at Adidas Big Time Camp, Nike Extravaganzas. I mean, we're literally, so I didn't have to deal. I dealt with the on the other side. You see what I'm saying? I knew guys.
It was in your benefit.
I knew dudes who had game. Now I'm like, damn, they're better than my two guard right over here, but
But y'all both said
You know what I'm
something.
saying?
Y'all both said something that was
Nike
key.
paying my 2 guard XYZ, so you're not gonna get burned at Rockfish.
But y'all both said something that was
Rockfish
key.
was a bitch.
Y'all both said something that was key though. Y'all outworked everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And that just piggybacks on what my pop was teaching me because the system. And why can't
different for politics? Politics and hoop is different.
No, I'm talking about politics in hoop, but I'm talking about us. If we look at the game, if we look at life like the game of hoop, like how y'all had to outwork everybody. That's what my pops told me. Like, there's no way. He said the system may never change.
So I feel
you gotta outwork. You gotta outwork everybody. You gotta outwork everybody and be the best. That you got a life better than everybody else around you in order to succeed. Because the system will never change.
Let me tell you what hoop did to me.
Go ahead.
And
I'm gonna piggyback that too.
He has the same sense. When you're a high level hooper, not just a nigga that can hoop, you feel shit different. You understand what I'm saying? I can feel when a nigga trying to be on my heels. I feel shit different because I've been the man the majority of my life.
Facts.
So the shit that other niggas can't see, I can see, and it's like I know how to deal with it because I know I've been the nigga that's trying to get to that next level. But when you have that mentality and you've been the man before, you don't necessarily like. I'm not worried about trying to be the man because I already know that if I not just work hard, but if I work in the unique way that I work, that I'm gonna always be in a position where I'm gonna shine. I'm not really trying to be the greatest. I'm just trying to have fun in what I do and put me into whatever it is that I do. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of motherfuckers who haven't played sports, they start sensing people on their heels, and they take it the wrong way.
They take it personal. That's a good point.
So what weak niggas do is they get niggas away from them who are a direct threat because they feel them on their heels, not even knowing that the more niggas you have in your immediate circle that are on your heels, the stronger your work is, the better your work is, and the more support system that you're going to have as you go up. But if you start to clean house of every nigga that is a dominant male or a dominant figure in what you do because you feel threatened, believe me, you will fall, and when you fall, there'll be nobody to help you because real niggas know. Real niggas have a sense of why you do certain shit.
Kraig, still sharp and still.
Kraig Peters, right?
Still sharp and still.
Yeah, and
Real talk, Dozie.
I don't live in the past of our Apex days, whatever, right? But Kraig, we were on the other side of the politics where everybody kissed our ass. Like every person, every coach, and the majority of coaches in California, blah blah blah, kissed my ass, blah blah blah, before the injury, whatever. But I would never reject those politics that catered to me though.
Right.
You see, like it's weird. Like I knew what was going on.
We're like whites.
Yeah, that's what,
world of white supremacy.
The system is perfect, right?
right. It's working for me. You get it now. Like, we paid for nothing.
Niggas been at the front of the bus the whole time.
We paid for nothing. All the like I'm the same year as Braun, right? We all at the same tournaments. We had all the same shit. So how do you break away from that when it caters to you?
Hey,
Because I wouldn't.
But
you see what I'm saying?
you know what? The only way, cause look, let me tell you something. This nigga was a great hooper, but no matter how great he was, I know he never planned on seeing a nigga like LeBron James. So that's
I was prepared for it.
Well, what I'm saying is like
because me and Trevor Reza we were one of the top players in California during my. So
what I'm saying
is,
no matter how much we prepare, no matter how dope we are, there's always somebody out there who was born for this.
That nigga Braun dropped 50 on Westchester.
I was at that game. That's my school.
But you have to remember, so when it's like the top 5 players, like Trev, me, Khalif Ford,
LeBron smoked my squad, man.
So when I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I wanted to smoke. I'm like, all right, I don't buy it. Because in my mind, I was better than Trev.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, well, fuck it. If we're all listed together, I want to play against Braun because I wanted that at the Long Beach Pyramid to go in there. If you play in the Pyramid out here, like nigga, you was on.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So again, as a hooper, I never looked at it as that.
Right.
Like I'm in the same terms with Telfair, giving a nigga bucket. So I've never viewed I've never viewed basketball as like something that you're a man. We all bleed. I just viewed it like we all bleed the same. Yeah, it would have been great too.
Yeah.
See, if that nigga dropped 50, I'd have been like, oh shit, because Villanueva dropped like 45.
But I know it, and no matter what you do, there's a Bron, Kobe like talent out there that you've
You
never
can't do
heard
it.
of.
Damn
so,
sure.
I never had the
Nigga had 50
attitude
though.
like I was the great. Like I never had the attitude like I was. I know I was the greatest in my area because I seen all them niggas.
But his area have some of the best hoopers on the planet.
But what I'm saying is, I always know in the back of my mind, it's some nigga out there that's
You can't fuck with him.
It's always a nigga out there, bro. So I never do this comedy. You know, I done heard niggas say, I want to be the greatest. I want to be, fuck Dave Chappelle. I love him. I don't want to be Dave Chappelle, none of them niggas. I just want to do what I do. And that's the only way you could do it, because you will be disappointed. Because life has a way of creating people that are anomalies that you never thought you would run across a motherfucker like this.
Yeah.
When I first heard about LeBron, he was in the 10th grade, and niggas were already saying that he's the greatest high school player ever.
I mean, he was on Slam Magazine.
And I had never seen him. All I knew of was Shea Cotton, Baron Davis, them niggas. To me, these niggas is gods.
Yeah, Shea Cotton was a god in California.
And then when I seen LeBron come to L.A., and put that thing on Westchester, pause. 50.
And Westchester still won state that year.
That nigga dropped a 50 ball?
Oh, he
dropped 50.
And Westchester still won state that year, but they couldn't
Westchester's whole first five was all Americans.
Amir Johnson was on that.
Amir Johnson came from high school.
We were the last ones out of high school.
So he went to the league
Bottom
after that.
Bottom was on that squad. Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown was on that
That
squad.
squad had that squad had 5.
Keith Etheridge was on
They
there.
had 11 D1 niggas.
It was ridiculous.
There was 11 D1 niggas on that squad.
And in my year, the first time I seen Deshaun Stevenson play, that's the only
He was a
nigga.
hooper in high school.
That's the crazy part about that though, Craig. Because going and talking about how like it's always something out there. I went to Westchester. My 9th grade year, I hooped at Westchester. My 9th grade year, I'm thinking, okay, I'm about to play some basketball.
Niggas was 6'1".
Then because that's when Crenshaw, that's when Crenshaw had all the talent. And then Willie West retired. And then all of a sudden, Westchester went from wearing Adidas to wearing Nikes. And all these, and I was a 6'1" point forward. And then all these motherfuckers started coming out of nowhere. David Blumenthal, 6'7". Tony Bland, Brandon Graham, all these niggas came out of nowhere. And so you think you got a hoop dream until Nike bring his talent to your school. And I was like, fuck this shit, I'm playing football.
Here's the wild shit.
No more basketball for me, nigga.
So Dewan, they did play. Remember, this was when the internet was still new to all of us back then, right? So we had SoCal hoops. We didn't have all the
remember that shit.
We had SoCal hoops. Anybody knows what I'm talking about?
My name's still in the motherfucker.
Anybody knows what I'm talking about? Like, niggas had SoCal hoops. So we have to do player bios, right? So it said like, you know, your inspiration, your favorite player, what do you want to achieve in life? And one of my teammates, it said, who's your favorite player? This nigga put LeBron James. And I remember I got so mad because I'm like, nigga, we're the same. He's in high school with us right now.
Right. That's your peer.
You know, so I'm like, that's our
Big Money TV.
So when we got invited to Adidas Big Time, right? So I knew LeBron was out there. I'm like, all right, nigga, like I need to win this many games, and I'm gonna bust this dude at like, because he was getting all this attraction. And again, you look at LeBron now to then when we're in high school, it's different. I'm just looking at like 6'8", whatever, at least whatever, right? Like we've seen a lot of.
You hear a lot of 6'8" niggas that's supposed to be the best.
But you never really walk in the gym and think, I can't deal with this.
So when we get out there, right? We're killing niggas, right? I find out he broke his hand. I think he was playing football or something. He didn't play, and I remember I never looked at him like that. Obviously, if you look fast forward, obviously the guy's better than everybody. Yeah. But when you're a competitor, Craig, remember that mindset? Yeah. You don't view your peers.
No, that's about
like I don't look up to a nigga my age, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I wanted to bust this nigga ass. Pause. You know what I'm saying? And it never. But I remember I was so mad like about a teammate. Like that's your best. I don't mind.
You said LeBron?
Hey, but I wanna like
28.
Charlie made it. You made it. I want to go back to a point you made earlier about working hard and stuff like that. My dad raised me, man. Don't work hard. Work do smart. Enough to get the job done and not get fired because it will replace your ass overnight. I remember, and I saw this with my dad. I saw my dad was a truck driver, local truck driver. I saw going through school, he made less money through the 90s than he did in the 80s. Why? Because during the 80s, when the money started getting higher and higher, America opened up the floodgates. All of a sudden, and there's no disrespect to people, but this is just what happened. All of a sudden, you saw a whole bunch of Mexicans come over, and they started taking those jobs. And so, as they started taking those jobs for less pay, when the unions got together, like, okay, we need a raise, You get all these new people who are happy to be getting $5 an hour. We trying to get 15. And if you don't want it, they get your ass up out of there. So that's what I learned at a young age, man. If you're going to get a job, learn the job, but don't work hard at that job, because these jobs don't give a fuck about you. And the minute they get somebody to come over here and work for less, your ass is out of there. And that's for the people listening. If you own a job, learn the job and learn your angle on that job. But don't get that job your heart and soul. Fuck that job.
Yeah, that fire. Man, make sure y'all smash the like button.
The like button, please.
2,000 likes. We had 650 likes.
Ratio is
it
crazy.
takes 2 seconds to
Ratio is crazy.
Please.
Lazy ass niggas. CT, get on these niggas.
Get
man.
him. Hey, I heard Walter Payton say something, man, that he said, they asked him, like, how do you vision yourself? What do you do during practice? Blah, blah, blah. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself running touchdowns? He said, I never envision myself running touchdowns. I always see myself running hills. So he visualized what it took to get there.
That nigga was gay too.
Not all the way there. Because his name was Sweetness. Sweetness. Nigga destroyed the whole hookup. Yeah, I gotta go to something else now.
Nigga killed his whole legacy.
Fuck his quotes. He was getting hit in the ass. So anything he said don't mean shit.
Nigga got heels. What the nigga doing? Click.
Man.
Jesus Christ.
Niggas said he played football in heels.
So I mean, I don't know, man.
Bro, put respect on his name. Man.
I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, work just enough to get by. I mean, everything that has happened for me just came. I mean, Proverbs said, "Diligent hands bear rule."
I just took it.
So, I believe every piece of my life has came from working as hard as I possibly can, but seeing myself running hills, not seeing myself being the greatest. Because I'll never be the greatest, I don't think. But if I'm the greatest at my work ethic, that's what I can focus on.
So let's get back on. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I see the math in what he's saying, and I see the math in what
Different strokes, different folks.
You know what I'm saying? If you, so back to the system. So if diligent hands bear rule, and you work hard like my dad did, you know what I'm saying, or you barely woke, but y'all both retired, now that's more of a personal moral battle. I'm doing it because this is for me, really. It ain't about these motherfuckers over here. It's just about my own personal stance in life. Right. I want to give my all to everything I do. But what I'm saying is, if you do give your all and it doesn't work out, whose failure is that? Is that your failure or is it the system's failure? If you do everything and right in your life, never break a law, go to work on time, pay your taxes, and then, you get fired 19 years into a 20-year career because, they got a new boss and they made a new policy. Like, is that your failure?
No.
They usually design the system that way. The system's kind of designed to do that, though. You know what I mean? Because it was retirement age before Reagan was like, you work 30 years, 20 years, you get to retirement age. Then Reagan get in office and said, "Nah, you gotta work till 65."
I think it becomes your fault because you're not planning for the future if the shit goes left. I mean, I get it. You could be at a job, you could be there for 30 years, shit can go great. But if you're not always thinking these motherfuckers can fire me at any given time, this shit could just go. So you're not setting yourself up to have another play. Then you could put yourself.
But you know what would happen if you were in Norway, right?
Well, no, what would happen if I was in Norway?
You get fired. You've been on the job 19 years. Mm-hmm. They would just retrain you to do something else. You'd be making the same money you was making at the previous job. You know what I'm saying?
Got the money to do it.
And they got the money. So even if you were at home on unemployment and you was making $10,000 a month in Norway, I mean, if you was making $10,000 a month on your job, you get fired, you'd be making $10,000 a month on unemployment. Then your next job, you know what I mean? So,
man, and when you look at Libya before
we talked about that though, like that's the system that they want to have in place over there. The shit ain't gonna work for us over here because like they need the jails, they need us in the jails, they need us to be doing the shit that we doing.
Well, you're saying that even though they need us, you're saying that fairness won't work?
No.
I don't think that it will.
For the people in power,
because you got all these people working for free. So
for us,
it will work for us, yes, but we don't make the system. This ain't we're living under someone else's system.
We make the system.
So we wrote it. Who?
What the people. The system is whatever the people are willing to tolerate. The law is whatever rules the people are willing to obey is the law. That's how it works. And the people up top, they know this. That's why they're always. Look at what Joe Biden said the other day. I understand people are mad that the dude got shot. But don't burn shit. The reason why he said that is because the people at top, they're very paranoid. Yep. They know when the people at the bottom stop accepting it, they have to change the rules. Because the number one way to undermine a country It's internal disruption. The way the United States keeps every other country on the planet under their foot is they find people who are discontent within how that nation's run. They fund them and have them internally destabilize the country. That way the United States will come bring shale oil and drill in all these countries. So when the United States sees the people say, you know what, not enough, they have to move, because if the people say no, they can't do what they want to do. So they got to give whatever concessions the people demand.
See, look, what
Sounds good.
what Doze, what you got to understand.
That's what
That's
it is,
not
though, bro.
What you got to understand, like, you can't think that it's right just because it's right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the voice, rebellion is the voice of the people. That's a part of our culture, actually.
Yeah, I get that.
From Shay's rebellion to motherfucking
Bacon's rebellion,
to the motherfucking civil rights movement,
the Roaring 20s.
I mean, the rebellion. I mean, yeah, you got the Red Rum Summer and the Roaring 20s. You want to know what that was about? Basically, a lot of whites were discontent when with having to fight in World War I, because they blamed black people for it. And so what happened was, because a lot of the Italian and Polish immigrants, when they were coming to this country, they were being forced to go to war, and they were angry about that. So when they came back from war in the 1920s, it was called the Red Summer, and in all the major cities across this entire country, they started to just kill black folks. It was like a couple weeks, of just murdering black people for no reason. The only cities we fought back in were Washington D.C. and Chicago, where black folks was killing a lot of white people. But they just all start fucking rebelling because they had to go to war and we were taking the jobs. The same shit that's happening to us right now.
Like green lights for Mexican.
You know what I'm saying? Look up the Red Summer. I might be saying it wrong.
Look at America. All America is defunct Europe. Europe was having all kinds of internal wars. The Europeans said, I ain't taking this shit no more. So they say, okay, we just stole a bunch of land on the other side of the ocean. You go over there and get and you want to get something. The government only moves at the pace the people allow it to. And as long as the people remember that, because I can point to you, everything that we have right now that are laws, every single law that we have on the book that sides with the people, I can show you the rebellion and I can show you the people who fought for it. The government never came out and just said, okay, if we're going to talk about black people getting government jobs, A. Philip Randolph. Before A. Philip Randolph, black people couldn't get jobs in the government sector or anything that went towards the military other than actually fighting in war.
So let me ask you this question then.
A small,
because
I get that. I get what you're saying. Like these rebellions cause change, but it seems like just like small victories.
Let me give you an example. You from Nigeria, right?
I'm from Gardena.
I mean, your family's from Nigeria.
Yes.
I
literally got one
your family's
That's my culture. That's my heritage. Yeah, but I was born and raised in LA. I was in the same hospital as you, nigga.
What allowed your parents to come over? What allowed your parents to come over here and have you? The people fighting, saying, you know what? Black, I'm tired of you importing all these Europeans and stuff. We need black people over here, and because the people listen, so you can't say it's small, because a lot of people, 2/3 of America wouldn't be in the United States of America right now if the people didn't say, let these people over here.
If we were more passive, and there would really be no other immigrant class.
None.
There would be no reason to have, because we were doing all the work for free.
I think we passive and content now.
We are.
What's it gonna take to change? Niggas won't even write their congressman to complain. So why would a nigga want to revolt? Go out there on Tuesday night at 3. Nigga, I got practice. I don't want to go to that.
Look at last summer. Look at what's going on in Minnesota right now. You got the young people out there right now. I don't know if we've been seeing last year. The
young people out where?
The youth are out right now saying, you know what?
Doing what?
This social contract doesn't work for us.
No, this generation is actually putting in work. This generation is putting in work.
This generation is putting in work right now.
When they have kids, this shit's gonna be
it's way different. This generation putting in work right now.
When Gen Z starts having kids, bro, it's gonna be a whole different game. Yes,
I'm trying to figure out. Okay,
they're getting shit done. None of our punk ass grandparents or parents did.
Why though?
I don't know. My grandfather wasn't no punk. That nigga was a killer.
Our grandparents failed, bro.
No, that's
this fact.
No, they did.
How?
I believe that generation feels
what
us
these
a lot.
kids
But I'm
are
saying-
doing now, they know how to cancel niggas now. Like,
You know why though? See, that's the thing.
That shit ain't
That's
gonna
not
work for
them,
too much
bro.
longer.
That's why I want to know. I need y'all niggas to tell me what they're doing, and then
we have
tell me
nothing
getting the
tangible,
nigga canceled because he called somebody a fag on the internet.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Their whole shit is not being. It's not theirs. It's not
that
theirs.
generation's better than ours, bro.
Our generation
They're not whole ass niggas.
I agree. I've been saying that. I've been saying that.
Our generation, a bunch of bitch ass.
have a lot of bitch ass niggas.
That's the bitches, bro.
Okay, that's cool. But in my generation,
We're the same generation. So you're the same hoes.
my generation, no, I didn't.
You're the same whole ass niggas I know.
Yeah, I
might be about 5 or 6 outliers.
You different, bro. I grew up gangbanging. I didn't.
Nigga, I grew up in the slums too, nigga.
I
I ain't wear no colors, nigga, but I grew up on the same.
But I grew up wearing colors though. That's what I'm saying. So
But it ain't the same shit, nigga.
it's not.
Crips and Bloods live where I live, nigga.
It's not the
Fuck
same
is you talking
thing. Like I
about?
said, ain't no.
What this nigga talking about?
I'm finna
It's
tell
one
you what I'm
hood,
talking
nigga.
about.
Multiple hoods were where I was at, nigga.
Okay, well I'm from the hood for real. Fuck where you was at? I'm from the hood for real. I know about that, though.
One hood.
I'm not talking. I'm
One
from the
hood.
East Side, Boston Power.
I respect it.
So
But that's one hood, nigga. I was around all that. I was around all that.
Sagamian hood's over there.
Fuck the niggas talking about. I ended up in Orange County, nigga. I wasn't from there.
That's not what I'm trying to say, though. I'm not. See, that's
We
good.
failed.
No, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say this, but you
We
know, let me
failed.
say it. Let me.
My bad. Go ahead.
Let me say this. Because we just yelling over each other. That shit's
My bad.
not-
Fuck all the bullshit. I got a cold cut tree.
I'm gonna give y'all one thing that shows that they're not like us.
Get it off. Get it
They're
off.
not like us.
Stop
First
your
of
shit,
all,
bro.
this is the nigga. This is the helmet wearing generation. This is the generation that got every other fucking race of people walking around calling them my nigga this, nigga that. Let me tell you something. It was riots. If a nigga said nigga, a Mexican said nigga, and where I was going to school at, there were riots. Nigga, everybody, all the black people got together like, them Mexicans is tripping. All the Asians is tripping. The white boy is tripping. Whoever's tripping, all the black people got together and came. Right now, that's not happening no more.
Facts.
It's my nigga this, nigga that. So what I'm saying, our generation went going for that. It's a game. Niggas that get down. These niggas ain't trying to fight you. Trust me, I know these niggas pulling burners.
These niggas-
First off, they scary to fight because they raised by their mama. So it wasn't no uncle there like, nah, nigga, I don't give a fuck if it's 3 of them niggas. I ain't gonna let them jump you. But you finna fight them niggas. Because they finna know if you don't fight them niggas now, you're gonna fight them niggas tomorrow, the next. They not getting told that,
Talk
bro.
your shit, dog.
So we in a situation where I think we're failing the next generation. Because they think that, like, Dwayne said, they think it's cool. They think it's cool to be like, oh, well, if he say fag, he should be canceled. But if he say nigga in any kind of way,
Facts.
it's cool.
Facts.
It's cool.
These
They
are
don't
facts.
have self-love like they used to.
That's a good point Doug making. Like, and I think the truth is somewhere in the middle.
Great
of it.
time.
No, that's
I think it's a great point.
Next
But
time,
I
keep it going,
I think both sides are right. But the truth, like always, is somewhere in the middle. Because you're right, we didn't stand for certain things when it came to us. But our generation will be very, 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 very quick to fight another black person. That's what all gang thing come from.
Yeah.
Another person of color. You know what I mean? We'll be quick to do some shit like that, but when it comes to taking on white supremacy, niggas got very docile from our generation. That's what we felt.
Oh, we had riots.
What we see, no, LA,
no,
that's LA, nigga. I'm talking about that's just one city, nigga. That's one city, nigga. But what I'm saying is this: these kids now they may allow other people, Mexicans, to say nigga, and I don't agree with that. But one thing I will get them credit for: this generation showed up at motherfuckers' doorsteps. We didn't. You know what I mean? They're doing it, and thing is, with us,
I'm not hating.
we had one.
They got the internet, bro.
We gotta give them credit.
We had one riot in one city over something. This generation, it don't matter. Some shit happened in Minnesota. This generation they'll be in Seattle or Washington. Like, nigga, fuck that shit. Let's turn up. And they fighting. The one thing is, these kids are fighting the right people. That's what I'm saying. They may be dumb. They
coming at lawmakers.
Yes, they are.
They coming at lawmakers.
They're fighting because guess what happened? Reparations was never.
They're not at Capitol Hill enough for me.
My whole life, look.
You gotta be where it matters. You gotta be where it matters.
Look, reparations was never discussed. The minute the little young bastards got out last year, did the fuck they did, all of a sudden reparations got on the table to discuss. all of a sudden people are looking out for what black.
So you think it's the effect of these young niggas?
Yes, it's the effect of the
I
niggas.
But let me.
Other generation said go ahead and vote regardless of what happened.
I like this generation a lot.
I'm not hating. I think it's collectively. I don't think it's just them. I think it's collectively everybody. I don't think it's just the young
but Chuck,
niggas.
what about the last part Devon said? Go ahead and vote regardless of what happened.
That's what we was on,
Bro.
I mean, that's part of it.
But here's the thing,
ain't on
though.
that.
It's the internet, bro. It's the internet, bro. We were raised in our generation. We got a lot of hoe ass niggas, but
We just didn't have the tools this generation had.
But we didn't have the tools. We're the last of the. We were raised by the generation that was very simple, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
The baby boomer generation
We're
is
lazy.
very simple, bro.
Yeah.
All they gave a fuck about was sports and partying.
Yeah, but their whole thing.
Cocaine and the Lakers and the
But their
Dodgers.
whole thing is.
My childhood that's all my childhood is. Laker games,
But it's not even
Tyson fights,
No, bro.
Sugar Ray Leonard fights, but it was never no political activism like that in the 80s. The 80s was all about fucking dope and partying and fucking fighting and gangbanging.
But they still preach go to school and that's the road to get a good job.
Yeah.
Bro, like think about that ideology now.
Yeah, there wasn't no Uber.
It doesn't. It's like,
You had to. My one is like.
but they can't break out. Old nigga not going. Majority don't break out of that ideology.
I try to get my dad to come to the show.
So just think, they taught our generation.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of old ass niggas that fought in today's
We was raised by a hoe ass mindset.
we had hoe ass mindsets, bro. Some of us broke out, some of us didn't. That's what I'm trying to
We
say.
did. We thought hard work was the way.
Yeah,
We thought if you work hard,
That's
you-
a whole ass.
No, but hard work is the way, but the right kind of hard
Yeah, you
work.
gotta
Hard work
work
for
smart.
you
You gotta work
and your family is the
Yeah.
way. But hard work for somebody else, you mistaken activity for progress.
You gotta
Hey,
always
this is what
have
I'll
two
give-
plans, man. You gotta have two plans. You know what I'm saying? You got like Doughboy was saying. And my pops taught me the same thing. He said a real man fights with two hands. Your right hand, you fighting with this 9-to-5 job, but your left hand, you working your gift just in case this whole ass job fails you. So you always working on your gift you got going on. He said it's always harder to hit a moving target. He said you as a black man, you a target no matter what job you on. So if you moving, you working towards goals. In case they on some whole shit, you go somewhere else. And that's what I mean
And
by
they
working
will
hard.
always be on some whole shit. As soon as you want more from a job than what they want from you, they're going to get on some whole shit. I promise you. It's no way around it. It's no way around. Go ahead.
Well, that's why most of them occupations have salary caps. You know what I'm saying? They're letting you know that, nigga.
It's only so far you going, nigga.
Hey, I
But
want to
that's
give
also
out.
why they have minimum wage. Because
Yeah.
if I could pay you less, I would, but legally I'm not allowed to.
Hey,
That's all it is.
Right.
I do want to give our generation
Millennials
credit though. When it comes to Generation X and us millennials, I want to give us
Gen Z.
credit. And,
Gen Z, man.
no, I'm saying us millennials.
And the people below us.
But I also want to give our generation credit because we the generation that saw the mistakes the baby boomers raised us on.
Talk about it.
And a lot of us broke away from that.
Right.
And because we went through the trials. And so look at this. We at Kraig Facts right now talking to a whole bunch of young motherfuckers who grew up watching Doughboy and Kraig on TV roast while they were in high school.
They grew up watching.
I'm saying they grew up watching,
Dozie,
but look at the conversation we giving them. The old folks told us to listen to Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. And we the ones saying fuck Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, and we got some real shit going on right here. So I do want to give our generation credit.
Well, let's
for at
not
least catching
because
up.
look. Well,
Fair,
there's
that's
some
fair, that's
niggas
fair.
before us that has. I ain't gonna 5150. This is a progressive ass show, bro.
Yeah.
Corey Holcomb is a motherfucking monster mentally, bro.
Yeah.
Niggas like that open my eyes to shit. Niggas like motherfucking Zoe, Umar Johnson, like some of them older niggas. You know, I mean, we could go down the list.
Hey, Randy Short.
Randy Short. You heard of Randy
Hey, he's gonna be in Buck Breaking. That's coming out in 2 weeks.
Randy Short a monster though.
Worldwide.
But it was harder to find. It was harder to find. The information was harder for our generation to find.
1,000%.
We nigga, there's no way I would have known who any of these niggas were in 1993.
But we didn't have these tools. We
Unless-
didn't have the internet.
Yeah, unless I was going to a black college or I was majoring in African American studies, I would have never heard of none of these niggas.
Well, and to put it in perspective, I learned a lot from this show.
Dick Gregory's the
A lot
goat.
of shit that,
Shout out to the white boy who bought them white pornos who just threw them away. Hey, that's bizarre porno.
I want to ask you something because for me, I learn a lot about this. I learn a lot from this show.
Facts.
All the time. Thumbs up the video. So when we're talking about hoe ass niggas that were our quote unquote our parents' generation, could you be friends with your parents if they weren't your parents and you were your age now and you knew them?
Yeah, my daddy.
I couldn't be friends with
my
majority
dad.
of my family members.
My dad all day.
Wait.
But are there some that you're just like, man,
I got certain.
I only have to fuck with you because we're related.
I love all my family. Here's the thing.
Not everybody's solid, Craig. Don't do that.
Some dumbass nigga say I'm Gen X.
My family pretty solid.
Idiot.
That's my majority of my family. That's the one I fuck with. They
I'm
solid.
not saying drop the name, but bro, nobody.
There's no bitch ass niggas in my family. Luckily,
It ain't none of that.
I got
I
that.
don't fuck with. Yeah.
there are some people I don't fuck with because they're too ignorant. But then they ain't no. But I wouldn't change it like that. I still would hang with them. And I love them.
Still love them.
You know what I'm saying? It's motherfuckers in my family who think you a bitch if you ain't never been to jail.
Yeah, I can't.
Damn.
Like that.
You ain't been putting no work in.
Nerd ass.
You ain't been putting no work in, nigga. Real spit, nigga.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That's
Or it's motherfuckers who don't understand the concept in my family where you got to put the work in for yourself. So if you don't talk to them for an extended period of time, they think it's beef.
Oh man,
Nigga, it ain't no beef. I love you,
I just
nigga.
spoke on
Isaiah, go to the website TheeKraigSmith.com and we'll just put a submission and we'll reach back out to you.
Or you got extremes like my mom. My mom is so super in the church. She feel like if you ain't been to church, your relationship ain't right with God. So she always talking about
what's going on in your
you
life.
got to get your relationship right with God.
I got some family. I got a lot of family like that.
I love my grandma to death too. I can't do it.
It don't matter what you got going for you. If you in the church, you ain't doing shit.
But that's like sweet innocent type of
It is.
Nah, but that's
but it's still kind of destructive.
that's a slave mentality,
Kind
bro.
of destructive.
I look
Slave
at it.
mentality.
But there are
what's
people.
like
There
the
are
fact?
people. What he's saying is there are people who feel like if you ain't doing what they're doing, then you automatically on the outside looking
That's a
in.
slave mentality.
If you ain't going to church, or if you ain't coming to these meetings, or if you ain't a Mason, or if you ain't any of this other shit, you a whole ass nigga. Like, dang, just because I ain't doing what you doing?
We also gotta look at this. The baby boomer generation, by the time they were 10, they saw the Black Panthers murdered off. They saw X, King, Medgar Evers, Paul Robeson. All that. So they had a lot of direct trauma at a very young age. When it came
Give
down to
perspective of who the baby boomers are.
Huh?
Before
Born in
18-year-olds
1950s.
born in the 50s and the early.
and they think we're the laziest fucking people.
Yeah.
They think we're the laziest fucking people.
And they think we're lazy, but they inherited the country to where if you went to UCLA in the 1970s, you basically got to go for free.
Thank you.
And then, like when you bought a house in the 70s and 80s, the house was only 3 times your year, 3 times what you make in a year.
Correct.
You can buy a house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so they got all that shit, and then they used it, and then they turned around and allowed the system to take music out of our schools. They allowed the system to raise the price of college.
They allowed
all that shit to happen.
to take out
trades. They voted in Reagan.
Job Corps used to be a part of regular school.
Talk about that shit.
What?
Job Corps used to be a part of regular school. You would graduate high school,
Plumbing degree.
a plumber, a certified mechanic, an electrician.
Some shit like
They
that.
took that shit out in California.
They had the mechanic shit. And my shit
That's-
they had actual cars niggas was working on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After school
And
and shit.
I'll say one thing. For you dumbass niggas in the chat, a millennial is anyone born is after 1980 because you're turning to adulthood at the millennium. You got people saying you're not millennials.
Niggas are
dumb
dumb
niggas.
Niggas be 35 thinking they not millennials.
I've seen niggas like I can't stand these millennials. Like nigga, you
You talk about yourself.
I thought I was Generation X, but I'm not.
No, sir.
But talk about why they pulled those things out of the school. Wasn't that the beginning of the school to prison pipeline when they started to pull those trades out of the
That's
school?
the system shit. That's the system shit.
That's what Dozie keeps saying.
I keep saying
One
that's
at a
the system
time.
shit. Remember when you like you said earlier when you were talking about how we didn't allow like if we didn't allow this shit to happen, we allowed all that shit you just said to happen then. All that bad shit you just said, you spouted off a bunch of horrible shit, and we allowed it.
You know
these things are still in place today.
You know what my dad said? You know, this is what my dad used to tell me all the time. And this is before we even got to where we are right now. My dad used to always say, because it's not us, it's that generation. My dad used to always say, in the 60s, we saw all the things that our parents put in. So when the 70s came around, we in our 20s, we got that good music, we in the partying. We thought we won. That's what my dad said, the 70s. The 70s was a decade of black people thinking that they won. And then they hit us with 3 movies. And if you look back at black society, all black men went one of these 3 routes. Superfly, The Mac, or Shaft.
Talk your shit, bro.
And so when it comes to Shaft, those movies saved Hollywood because Hollywood was going bankrupt because of white flight. They came out with Shaft. So the Shaft mindset of black person is the one that went and got to be a police officer or went to college straight laced. Then you had the Mac guy, the guy who wanted to be the pimp because that was the other way to make money.
Stick yourself, Tony.
Yeah. Then you had the Superfly because the drug because Superfly came out at the time they came out right before they started introducing crack to the streets.
Right.
So the movies inform how people move. They already had your mindset there.
Were already laid out.
Yeah, they're already laid out. So when it comes to that, they always say that 70s was a party time and black people let their defenses down.
Damn, bro.
Meanwhile, in the 70s, what did white supremacists do? They had a book that came out in 1977 called The Turner Diaries that talked about what's going to happen in America if there's a breakdown in society. Basically, how we going to handle these niggas. So all throughout the 70s and the 80s, while black people were partying and shit, white folks was getting their little militia on. They was getting their gun training on, and then when
they still doing that,
and they still doing it. But you saw they busted out when you saw Waco, Texas, and Ruby Ridge, and all that stuff that happened to Timothy McVeigh. All that shit was in the Turner Diaries, and they still living off that while we was partying. That's why I say I want to give credit to millennials and Gen X because we saw the whoop-de-wham, man. We at least telling these little young motherfuckers what's going on.
We stopped going to them high schools. We wasn't going to the high schools after we graduated. Niggas wasn't fucking with that crack. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see a lot of dope fiends when I was in high school. I knew niggas that fucked around, but it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that.
Bro, it was like, so, like, we cut out a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, to introduce to the next generation. So, like I said, I think we're failing them by not letting them know, like, look, you guys have the tools to do better than we can ever fucking do.
Facts. So how do we easily identify the difference between a personal failure and a system failure? Like, how can we do that as a collective? Because I believe if we had a guideline for that, we would know when it's time to start fucking shit up. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily rioting, but a lot of times we stare at things that are system failures and we attribute the failure to the wrong person. So we allow people to keep failing and keep failing and keep failing and keep failing and keep failing. And then finally we do something where if we had an identifiable process where it pointed out, hey, this is a system failure. We all need to get up in arms about this now. So many people wouldn't have to fucking fail. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, they just killed 2 niggas in the last week. So obviously, this shit, what we doing ain't working.
Same state.
You know what?
It's our cause though, because if we're in this shit,
they ran for president.
Oh yeah, but we're saying
you shouldn't be able to be a police officer unless you got black friends
and live in that neighborhood.
Even if you don't have black friends, my thing is this. If you're a racist, our thing is with white people, we want y'all to be outright racist. I love outright racist.
Yeah.
If a motherfucker,
I do too. Please
like,
call me a nigga,
like
please.
Black people and he like showing me that shit, I feel like, okay, you're a man, because 98% of these white people are cowards. They hiding behind, you know what I'm saying, this liberal thinking they have, like, oh well, we love everybody, even dogs. You know what I'm saying? That's why they put so much effort into loving a fucking dog.
In comparison to that though.
Oh yeah, they dog. So if we in this shit, to cause like traditional wealth throughout our generations, we finna stay here. We not finna make a grand exodus. We gonna either have to, like he said,
fuck all that. Has the system failed you ever?
Yes.
How?
Shit, I've fucking not growing up in a 2-parent home. Fucking high school, you know what I'm saying? Not
high school.
Doughboy, has the system ever failed you? And how?
Absolutely. The school system, the nutrition shit that they taught us. Like, even back in the day, they used to tell us to eat hella grains and carbs and shit. I believe that's why I'm overweight to this day.
Charlie, has it...
think about that shit. Think about the food pyramid. It was some bullshit.
Blaming the 14-year-old.
It was the chocolate milk.
Blaming the chocolate milk.
They did give us chocolate milk for pizza though.
That nigga like, hey,
pizza and chocolate milk on Friday. Come on, right now.
That nigga Doughboy got a piano at the house with butter on the keys.
Charlie, has the system failed you?
Absolutely. I grew up in the neighborhood
where it was primarily black, and they built these houses in the area where it was toxic waste and all this other shit. I caught cancer at 15 along with several other people in that area. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, bro.
Dozie, has the system failed you ever, and how?
Yes, I remember us living in that small ass fucking house when we was 7 kids, 2 parents in the 1 bedroom. Shit.
Y'all had a house, nigga?
It was a 1 bedroom, nigga.
Brandon, has the system ever failed?
We was in an apartment before that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an 80s baby. I grew up, with drugs in my household, and we grew up in a homeless shelter until I was 12, 13 years old. I mean,
yeah. So look at all of the traumas that we beat, but the system has never acknowledged or done anything to try to repair it. It's only put things in place that would scrape us off the bottom if we didn't get our shit together. But it's never put anything in place to repair all the damages done to us. And it's almost like we act like we live in a perfect system that we can't hold accountable for shit. You know what I'm saying? DeJuan, has the system ever failed you?
Hell yeah.
How?
Elementary school, when they failed you, the first, when they fail you in, they tell you the first black person to do something. No, nigga, that's just the first black person that they hired.
Right.
So what that does is it builds into the mind of a child, I ain't good enough. If all these things been going on for all these years, and a black person do the shit 2 weeks ago.
DeJuan said when the system failed him, when McDonald's ice cream machines broke.
Don't work.
To this day.
This motherfucker, why is Brandon's neck blacker than his nose? How the fuck that happened, nigga? You walking in the sun like this, nigga?
During the food fight, DeJuan just catch all the food. He don't throw it back.
That nigga wide receiver during the food fight. Y'all can't see this on camera, but Charlie got on Janet Jackson jeans.
Control
Nation. This nigga got some Rhythm Nations on. My nigga. You like you about to do the WAP, nigga. Oh shit. This motherfucker dead. Charlie dressed like a kid and played background dancer.
Hey, DeJuan, this nigga Charlie won't get the vaccine because the side effect is good skin.
Yeah, you right. That nigga Charlie face like a dirt bike track.
Oh shit! I'm gonna let it ride.
Nigga said dirt bike. Dead mirror, some Grand Prix ass out of here, nigga. But yeah, and
that nigga Kraig poke holes in all his condoms at the crib. I'm gonna get this bitch, my nigga.
But yeah, the system fails us every day, man. And the reason why it fails, you right. On one end, Dozie is right. It's designed that way. So it's designed. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So you're 100% right when it comes to that. But if the way you're right is, it fails us because we pay for it.
Right.
If you pay for an item at the store and it's defective, and you can't get your money back, then what is that? We pay for this shit. It's not as if we're living in a vacuum and like nothing's coming out of our pocket and everything is just good. We pay for it. We vote for it. All that shit.
Because niggas get income tax to returns. So what the fuck you think they're giving you money back for?
Right. No, wait. Let me say. Wait. Let me say this. You know what I think? I think we need to do. I think we need to hold. We living in a day and age where fame and celebrity is so much of a currency, and people worshiping it now more than ever. So I think us as a people, we need to be holding some of these people with these platforms accountable.
Hell yeah!
They think fame and celebrity is a currency.
It's a currency. They worship that shit. No, I'm just saying, we need to start holding these people with platforms. We need to start holding these people accountable. What the fuck are you doing on your IG page other than showing people money, showing people the houses you bought, all this other shit? We need to start holding some of these people. Like, imagine if everybody did what you doing with your platform.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking out on it and pressing it. They listen to these niggas more. Why else would Biden have Cardi B come speak unless he knew that motherfucker was gonna listen to what the bitch had to say?
You're right.
Hey, Charlie, I'm with you. Even today on Twitter, I was like, look, I called out Roland Martin, Common, D.L. Hewley, all these niggas that this time last year was telling us vote. Now we in office and Joe Biden doing everything he can. He doing everything we said was gonna happen. These niggas done went from talking about voting. They said we gonna hold them accountable. Now these motherfuckers in office,
Bro.
them same niggas that was trying to make us vote Democrat ain't hold them accountable, and they done switched to something to the vaccines. Fuck you, nigga.
But Roland will spar with you if he.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
He spars with a lot.
And I've killed Roland off like 3 or 4 times already.
Really?
But I'm like, we gotta hold these media people accountable.
We do.
These media people are telling us all this bullshit. They were obviously wrong last year. Now these niggas tweeting about something different as if they didn't lead us down to vote for these motherfuckers who are now getting all these rights to Asians and everybody else.
Short-term memory.
But us.
Nigga.
Hey,
Fuck them.
we're gonna go to a break. When we get back, we're gonna have more with Charlie the Fitness Kruger.
What up, my man? What's your name and where y'all from?
You know it's J Hub from Compton.
Okay. That's what's up. What's your name? Where you from?
And I'm Walt, man. I'm from the IE, baby. That's how we roll.
Yeah. IE's a big ass area. What part?
I grew up in Ontario.
All right, cool.
That 909 life, baby.
Oh, that 909 life.
Yeah, man.
So what y'all about to get this game on? What's on the line? What's the stakes?
We can do 1,000 a game.
1,000 a game.
Oh, run 3 games. Run 3
You
games.
got that much space?
Whatever half man
3 games?
slash amazing player coach. What are you doing?
Victory, won the bet. That's the 3K. Look, if you got a squad, man, sign up, hit that inbox, man. You can come play.
Last 2 games was overtime, too.
Oh, yeah, they both. Last 2 games was
They
overtime.
cheated us a little bit.
You can win another way, man.
Playing the refs, man. You ain't take my money next time, though. I guarantee that one, though.
What up, my man? What's your name and where y'all from?
Oh, man, you know it's J Hub from Compton.
Okay. That's what's up. What's your name? Where you from?
And I'm Walt, man. I'm from the IE, baby. That's how we roll.
Yeah. IE's a big ass area. What part?
I grew up in Ontario.
All right, cool.
That 909 life, baby.
Oh, that 909 life.
Yeah, man.
So what y'all about to get this game on? What's on the line? What's the stakes?
We can do 1,000 a game.
1,000 a game.
Oh, run 3 games. Run 3
You
games.
got that much space?
Whatever half
3
man
games?
slash amazing player coach. What are you doing?
Hey, man, Marley came out with the victory, won the bet. That's the 3K. Look, if you got a squad, man, sign up, hit that inbox, man. You can come play.
Last 2 games was overtime, too.
Oh, yeah, they both. Last 2 games was
They
overtime.
cheated us a little bit.
You can win another way, man.
Playing the refs, man. You ain't take my money next time, though. I guarantee that one, though.
Are you a philosopher? Kind of unintentionally, I guess, yeah.
Life is a bitch, man. All my knowledge base is on how to control the bitch's life. That's the only woman that is fucking with you and everybody else. And if you don't control her, she gonna run right over. Shut up, bitch! I said pancakes, bitch, okay? Turkey bacon is cool too, but I need pancakes as well, okay, bitch? That's all I'm saying. You see I'm over here doing an interview. I know you probably got a nigga, whatever, just pancakes and turkey bacon, bitch. And I mean, you gotta control life. Cause everybody's fucking with her, so what makes you different?
You've been bitten by the snake. I can tell cause you're looking for mistakes. Like great don't come with second takes. In that search for perfection, the journey goes to waste. How you on but you ain't? Crystal ball says y'all ain't saints, nigga. And y'all ain't crew, he the boss. He don't do that greyhound with you. The black bag belongs to you for a town or two. Make friends with a bum, sleep on the street, and that's the only nigga down with you. Cause you all you got. Preacher man can't do it, nigga, call your shot. He done brain fucked your girl and now she bringing them all you got. Breaks that label of sinner, now your balls is chopped. But once you believe in you, then it's all to stop. Killers, cutthroats, and scoundrels, you keep a lot of niggas around. A circus over there and they waiting to clown. Cause you lost what they found. Killers, cutthroats, and scoundrels, you keep a lot of niggas around you. It's a circus over there, and they waiting to clown you, cause you lost what they found. I only know what I know. Sometimes I fall short when I'm slapping a hoe. Mother taught me hit back, father taught me get strapped. So when they come swinging, all you need is click clack. Them hungry niggas will extort you, they almost forced to. How you in Rome and ain't talk to Caesar? Them West Side niggas gon' check your visa. Yeah, no stab, that's a crab. Can't run with a Charlie horse, unlit lamp. Plus that bitch, she with them niggas, all shit snap. She done turn your hotel into a Target trap. They might as well take your bread, but hopefully they leave your head. Another Louis bag and we left for dead. It's group economics, dog and sled. If we don't pull for each other, then there's trouble ahead. Killers, cutthroats, and scoundrels. You keep a lot of niggas around you. It's a circus over there, and they waiting to clown you, cause you lost where they found you. Cutthroats, killers, and scoundrels. You keep a lot of niggas around you. She looking for a layup. I could tell cause when she talks, she don't say much. And she used to be an A-cup. Got a new body from the waist up. From a set-up bitch to a set-up miss. She like a drug dealer cause she set up licks. And she halfway conscious. Hoteppin' in this halfway nonsense. How the fuck are you the real McCoy when I meet you with the truth but the vibe is soy? Cutthroats and scoundrels, you keep a lot of niggas around you. It's a circus over there and they waiting to clown you, cause you lost where they found you.
Twisted up comb blows the crow sponge out of the bathroom. Only the twisted up comb passes the portability test and the durability test and the all-new IMCSC TMTB test, or is my crow sponge cleaner than my toilet bowl test. This is the best test to determine whether you should be reusing that sponge or that comb on your head. Ready, Fred? Perfect. Just look how the hair and bacteria is able to be cleaned from the twisted up comb. Aww. Now how about those crow sponges? You see, unlike crow sponges, the twisted up comb doesn't absorb your hair, robbing it from the much needed oils and creams that is essential to keep our hair hydrated. The patented woven stainless steel mesh in the center gently massages your hair and can be 100% sanitized after each use. But really, how dirty is that crow sponge? That's a good question. I am using what us microbiologists call agar plates. A simple test you can do at home. You simply swab the surface you want to be tested, gently transfer it to the agar plates, and wait 7 days. You gotta love the internet. Let's see what we got. As you can see, the twisted up comb passed with flying colors. Man, that looks nasty. Have you ever left towels in the washing machine and came back to it the next day? Smells pretty gross, right? All bacteria needs is a damp place to grow and start multiplying. A sponge job is to trap moisture. That's why it's black. It hides the dirt. Here at Twisted Up Comb Laboratories, we believe that you deserve better. Twisted Up Comb is the only comb that is portable, won't break, and can be sanitized. Embrace your natural twist. The clean way.
1981.
Okay.
You were drooling like you had a cigarette in this nigga.
He got it.
They done turned it up a notch.
He left his railroad job and came straight here.
Okay, if you ain't got no back teeth, you can't talk to the rep.
Yeah. Oh, don't reach. Don't reach.
Oh! Okay.
Oh, my God.
That's that veteran move.
He looked like he teach a class on how to saw the barrel off a shotgun.
Y'all don't want him with the rock. In trouble when he got
been killing y'all.
In trouble.
He been killing y'all.
You got a squad, hit me in the inbox. If I owe you something, get it from God, nigga.
Oh!
Whoever said life ain't great, I paid $1 million for one mistake, and that's my plate. Label me a chauvinist, cause I treat women like people. If that's my equal, take this mask and gloves and do exactly what they ask of us. Queen, I am not a king and we are not nobility. No imaginary friends, no fake tranquility. Only goal is to survive and you are not my enemy. And when I take a gander at your standards, it's based on them. Over there, your hope and the same people we talk to use soap. They used to hang us by a rope. Lost sight of what's right, now you're praying to a pope. And it's a God right here, and we are one and the same. Thank them for my contribution, one in my brain. Just a nigga with a pistol willing to die for you. With my faith doing the sin that your eyes should do. I'm leaning on my spear, a soldier, fuck the fear. We gon' make it through, the God and you is here. We gon' make it through, we gon' make it through. Me and you, we gon' make it through. I'm leaning on my spear, a soldier, fuck the fear. We gon' make it through, the God and you is here. We gon' make it through, we gon' make it through. Me and you, we gon' make it through. Friends separate from difference of opinion, cause every man wants some dominion over endings. The homies getting preachy. He started quoting Malcolm X and Nietzsche. He started saying shit like he could teach me. But I love it when we rock, cause Dunny is my eye, but his mind is Jumbo Jack, cause it is out the box and I'm comfortable. Relaxed in my recliner, stick to norms like the diner till this shit came out of China. It made us all nervous. Is this shit urgent? Or do y'all just not want to pay the baby boomers for their service? Here are my conspiracy blinds, and fear of mine is never 9. Me too is cocked back and I'm gleeful. And happy to be here like when shit is free here. Rudolph raised around people cause I don't see here. Or feel the sentiments. You're either here for that smoke or in defense of it. I'm leaning on my spear, a soldier, fuck the fear. We gon' make it through, the God and you is here. We gon' make it through, we gon' make it through. Me and you, we gon' make it through. I'm leaning on my spear, a soldier, fuck the fear. We gon' make it through, the God and you is here. We gon' make it through, we gon' make it through. Me and you, we gon' make it through.
Niggas said 20 foot.
I don't give a fuck about black people. I'm just getting bad with it.
Fuck what niggas gonna do. That's that nigga show. We live?
We live? Oh. Hey, yeah, we back.
Are we? I can't see it.
What up?
What's up, y'all? We back in this motherfucker. Y'all can hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
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 Daddy.
My pops alone.
Daddy. Hey, that couple.
Gonna swing on me
there's a
day.
black couple that was on Shark Tank. They got a product called Curl Mix. Y'all heard about this couple? They turned down a $400K deal offer from the Shark Tank a couple years ago, and they recently just released their product and did crowdfunding, and they raised $2 million in 2 days.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
What's up?
$2 million.
They said no to 400K and got $2 million.
Yeah,
Nice.
so they basically they had like almost 3,000 or 4,000 people give $600 a pop, and that's how they got their bread in 2-3 days.
Damn.
Wow.
They knew it was more bread out
Do
there.
the people that put money up, do they own part of it, or they was just like a crowd surfing type of?
Yeah, they
just
have
give
part
away?
ownership. Yep,
Okay,
yep.
that's
My
nice.
thing is crowdfunding begging in disguise. Are these niggas begging?
Yeah,
Nah.
It can't handle it on the internet.
They're fundraising.
No, but the way we look at it, but when we look at it, we don't look at it like that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You got a good idea. This is like nigga hitting the gang of investors at one time with a bullshit ass idea. You can have 20 of them. You know what I'm saying? Just hit them all at one time. But
What happens if the shit? What happens if the shit don't work? Do people get their money back or nah?
No, hell
This is the crap shoot.
Here's the reason why I can't call it begging.
Humble bow.
We try.
Here's the reason why I can't call it begging. Because literally every company is starting on crowdfunding. Look, if you make over $200,000 a year, you qualify to be an early investor in companies. It's people who drop $5,000 on Uber.
Qualified investors.
Yeah, qualified investors.
Right.
People who dropped $5,000 on Uber 10 years ago cashed out $25 million last year when they, you know. So the thing is, that's how all companies are crowdfunded. They're just crowdfunded amongst a group of people that after the stock market crash of 1932, they changed the rules to where you have to make at least a certain amount of money to be a part of it. What today's crowdfunding does with Indiegogo and all that stuff, and these new crowdfunding ideas, it opens it back up for the common person who may not make $200,000 a year, but they got $500-$600 on it. And so
wow.
it gives you a chance, and that's because all businesses need money from people. It ain't no business without capital.
What's the difference between begging and crowdfunding?
If you begging
On the internet.
if you begging, you looking for a bottle of whiskey. If you crowdfunding, you creating a business.
So you saying there ain't no rich drunks?
I was thinking rich drunks.
I know that nigga. That nigga my uncle good. Love that nigga down.
But that's a good question, Greg. I'm not gonna act like I'm a nigga. That's a dope ass question. I don't know the goddamn answer.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. When you're begging on the street, you got a problem you're trying to solve.
Right.
When you're begging on the internet, you got a problem you're trying to solve.
I'm not gonna argue.
But when you,
The same thing.
Not the same, right?
I don't know. I guess it depends on your intent. A nigga begging on the street, he stanking. You know what he about to go do with the bread. A nigga about to go smoke it up. He get ready to dance in some way. He gonna take that chicken and go dance. But I mean, if you on the internet and you spelling out your product, your program. Look, I need a Kickstarter because I'm getting ready to do this film. I'm gonna put you in the credits as a producer on this film. This is your way to do it. I'm gonna start a business. This is. I mean, if that's the case, ain't the stock market begging?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
but you get something back from it though. I think that's the thing that makes it not begging, because you get something back. When you give somebody something, if they're begging, you just gave it to them and you just like, all right, go. But yeah, but you get something back if it's some crowd surface shit. So now I get something on the back end. So that's what makes the difference.
Have jovial love in your heart.
When a company goes, is that where you was going with it? Is that where you were going with it? Because when a company goes public, ain't that crowdfunding?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
100%.
When niggas beg in the street, aren't they going public?
Yeah.
No. ain't no company behind them, nigga.
A lot of niggas beg with companies behind them. What are you talking about?
That nigga got. That nigga got. He got 8 imaginary niggas behind him. Like me and all these niggas. We company.
Actual company.
Company behind me, nigga. There's a company behind me.
Craig, get these good big nose questions out of here, nigga. That was the only questions a stork can ask.
Oh shit. Oh no, what's the definition of begging?
I'm with you. I think that shit is begging. I think that shit is begging.
Nah, cause
That's a good question.
It is though.
No, it is begging because you on the internet doing it though.
here's a definition of begging: asking someone earnestly or humbly for something.
Oh, definitely. I beg all the time.
These niggas is begging. But niggas get degrees and marry pretty light-skinned bitches and think because
Wait, the two go hand in hand. You get a degree, you got a pretty bitch. That's a correlation.
Pretty light-skinned bitch.
they get curly hair light-skinned bitch with them and they think they ain't begging because the bitch is helping them. Y'all begging.
Man, I'm fucking her.
You can't motherfucking soften up the bag. A bag is a bag.
You can't be like, hey, my nigga, I really don't need your $50.
So if that's the case, is Cash App begging?
It's begging. And I do it all the time.
Hey, we both just about to say. I was just about to say, I'll be begging because I'm like, man,
it ain't nothing wrong with begging.
Shout out to Pizza Inc., man. He be showing love on the regular. I appreciate you, fam.
Plano, Texas. If y'all out there, man, check out Pizza Inc.
We be getting shit fucked up. It ain't nothing wrong with begging. Asking someone earnestly or humbly for something.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
When did you get the idea that begging was a bad thing?
Man, never.
It's frowned upon in society. Nobody likes when people beg.
Because they don't want niggas asking for shit.
Difference between beg. What's the difference between begging and asking? Are we begging or are we asking?
Same thing.
You can ask
it's the same thing.
But I think the thing with but look, in begging it says very importantly, asking someone earnestly or humbly.
That's what.
That's like begging.
What's the definition of asking?
Hey, nigga, I need to. Hey,
Craig.
Fuck boy. You ain't ready.
Well, nigga gotta be calm.
Fuck you, nigga.
Definition of asking. I want to see if there's a difference.
The definition of asking.
It's not begging?
Hell no.
No, look. Say something in order to obtain an answer or some information.
Saying something?
So it's actually a more respectful deed to beg than it is to ask. Because beg has intention behind it.
But asking could just be like one of the answers or something that doesn't have any kind of exchange.
Right. Yeah.
Begging is some sort of exchange. But here's what I gotta say this to piggyback and show that you are 100% right. Nigga, what the fuck is the IRS? All these niggas do is beg, and they do it very humbly. They send you a letter.
Right.
Matter of fact, it ain't no laws saying you have to pay the IRS. But guess what? You don't pay them motherfuckers.
Lock your ass up if you don't.
They beg like a motherfucker, and we will give. Hey, IRS to you, nigga. I filed my shit. I'm on time, nigga. Don't fuck with me.
I got a 1099.
Me too.
I'm just saying, IRS.
Me too.
So you said the only difference. So the only difference is if I'm asking for something, if I ask Brandon for information and he tells me, that's asking. But if it's something here and I say, hey, can I have that? Because there's something tangible exchange that's begging?
Yeah, nigga,
no, but begging, earnest.
You ain't comfortable saying it.
Begging, but begging, to be earnest is to be honest about your intentions. Okay. When you're earnest, a person is earnest, they're forthcoming, they're honest. Yeah. To be humble, go ahead.
So, if you're not humble, so if you come with smoke, like, hey, man, give me, so, okay, Robin. Is that they're not begging?
That's demand.
That's the demand. Is that asking?
That's the demand. That's the demand. That's the demand.
And informing you of the consequences.
Here we go though. But like, now I'm a stubborn nigga though. So some nigga come up to me, he ain't got no gun, but he got a bat in his hand, whatever. So now you talk about give me your fucking car keys.
I don't like the way you ask me.
I say no. I say no. This nigga say please. Is he begging?
Yeah, he begging.
Is he begging? He still got the bat in his hand.
He's begging now though.
He still got bad intentions.
But don't make
him ask twice.
But even if it's not something that you can touch, pause. Like if somebody just asks for information, to me that's begging. Because Dewan, you've told people, hey, look, I got a fucking life. I can't just provide you guys information all day. Look it up yourself. Yeah. That's begging to me of them. Dewan, tell me what this. And it's like, bro, you're telling me on the internet, nigga. You can look it up.
But I'm glad you brought that up because for those of you
that's begging for info, and he's
it is begging.
But they're not being humble or earnest. They're asking. There's no intention behind it. Yeah. Begging, you have to be. The definition is to be earnest or humble. That's what I'm saying. We have a misnomer on what begging is.
I just want to say one thing because I'm glad you said that, Brandon. Yeah. Because I have I have about 36 unread messages in my inbox. Look, for those people who are in my inbox, ask me a question. If you go to my Instagram, I have a calendar. And in that calendar, you can go and pick a time, and then you can drop the money that it has in there, $20 for 15 minutes. I can answer whatever question that you got.
Yes.
It's already set up on my Instagram because I'm a very busy motherfucker. Like I said, I was at the gym show last week with my wife, Crystal.
Only gym he's ever been to.
That nigga just put out a dazzled chicken nugget in his
But Dazzle chicken nugget.
I'm a killer with this. Yo.
The Charlie, the chocolate factory.
Hey, fuck Kraig Smith, man.
That's a never-ending.
But like, I literally run 3 businesses. I don't have time. But one of my businesses, Breakthrough Advocacy Services, the website will be live Monday. That business is surrounded around giving information, something I've always done. So people who's got quick drop-in questions, you can hit my Instagram, and right there's a calendar. You can book a time. That calendar, my time is open during those times. You can book a time, pay the deposit, and then we can talk about whatever you want to answer, because I'm a busy motherfucker.
Did you feel different holding on to the crystal? Did it change your aura at all?
Niggas be thinking they touch a crystal, they change their whole motherfucking life. Like, since I got this crystal, man, I just attract everything in life.
Sucked out the negativity out of my fingers. I ain't got no more fingertips.
I got a question for you, Dewan, because I want to see what you say on this. So you said that you have where people could go to your Instagram and find the time and then pay the fee, right?
Yeah.
How did you come up with the fee for what you would charge people? And the question that I'm asking is, how do we put value on our time? So how did you come to the conclusion, like, 20 minutes is worth this to me? How did you come to that number to tell to the people?
That's a dope-ass question. For me, because I did a whole rubric when it comes to my business, when it comes to my IEP services and my family communications counseling, I'm $175 an hour.
Okay.
Because what that was, it was me putting myself in the middle of what's out there for people who do what I do. Anywhere from $250 to $150 an hour to $100 an hour is what people charge. I put myself in the middle of $175. I know a lot of people can't afford that. So people who just got questions, I figured $20 is like is half of that per hour, because that's $60 an hour. That's $1 a minute. You know what I mean? So I figured, you know, people may not be able to afford a prorated version of $175 an hour, but I can put it to where if your question is that important enough to you to get answered, you got $20. Everybody got $20.
$20 will change your life.
So that's not even about me. For me, what I get paid on an hour to do outside of this, I'm losing money by taking your 15 minutes.
Right.
I really am losing money because I charge $175 an hour for this shit plus expenses. So, but I did to where if it's that important that you needed to get answered, you got $20. So that's what it came down to, more so what the people can afford versus what I choose to charge my time.
That's a good one, man.
Now, because I think about that a lot, man, because I always think about, like, going back to, you know, quote-unquote regular jobs. And I be thinking, like, when I go to, like, apply for a job and I ask them, like, what it is, and they tell me what the hourly rate is or something like that, it's like they made a decision on how much it's worth to them, and then I got to make a decision if I feel like it's reciprocated. So I just be like, how do we put that in our minds, like what our time is worth? Because that's our most valuable asset.
Yeah.
So how do we put a price on it? You see what I'm saying?
But that job's still our time all the time.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
Somebody say it's an email how expensive. My time is the expense, you dumbass. It's not about the. If you don't give someone accurate information, it takes time to give them accurate information. That's taking you away from you.
We're not talking to that idiot.
That's true. We're not talking to that person.
Thank you. He's just a guy who wants to listen.
That nigga at work right now, I'm loving it.
Yeah, he wants to. Yeah, we're not talking
loving it, nigga.
What you're doing is not catered to that idiot. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's catered to a whole different
good point, Brandon.
Type of person and demographic. That I wouldn't even want that idiot anyway. Like, your 20 is no good based off of that comment. But
that's
anyway,
true.
Everybody here has shit they do, bro, like daily. Niggas don't really got time. Like, I don't mind answering questions, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, that shit takes a lot of your day, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because niggas gonna say shit to you, and then it's not gonna be the last question. Trust me.
Once they get the response, once they get the response, it's like 50 other questions.
Oh my
I'm like, God damn, I don't give a fuck about your kids.
I think the first thing people should do, though, and we talk about this all the time, I think the first thing everybody should do is, if you had all the money in the world, all the resources, what would you do with your time? And whatever that answer is, I mean, besides vacationing and all that other shit, but whatever that answer is from the heart, that's an indication of what your goal, what your gift is. Like, Dewan has tapped into his gift. He know what it is, giving information. He has the ability to retain information better than anybody I know. And he can spit that shit out like this. So it's like, he's smart to say, I'm going to get paid for it.
Well, no, you mean wrong information to him. He gets that nigga be wrong more than he right, but I understand.
Shut up, wrong shirt.
That nigga wild.
That nigga say anything wrong.
You got a Doc Holliday hat on, nigga.
Oh, damn.
that nigga Charlie dressed like the nigga Brandon Stick. Nigga.
I didn't know what the fuck that nigga was talking about at first, dog. That is funny. That shit was spot on. That shit funny than the one. The heads
That's fucking scary.
Why you doing the duck face though?
Shit. Put a blue cap on that motherfucker.
That's funny.
Scary, nigga.
That's
That's
wild.
funny. That's crazy.
I didn't know what that nigga was talking about at first. I'm like, whoa, pause, his stick? Nigga licked his lips before he said the shit too. That's why I'm like,
You have to
whoa.
make that shit clear, nigga. Look at that. I couldn't believe that. First,
That
I'm
was
like,
funny than the
Supreme, hey, real quick, Supreme Allah, thank you for the donation, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He said he got that dog coin that Elon Musk put out. I guess he's making money off it.
Dogecoin?
He said we put him up on it. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, for sure, nigga. Give his name in
Thanks,
See, look, Kraig Facts, y'all getting actionable information. People that have taken, because how many people hit us up and said, well, I opened up an LLC, I've done this, I've done that. The information's out there. It comes down to what you decide to do with it.
We can't make.
And that's why I have so much respect for every brother on this panel, because everybody got their own perspective.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And even when we differ on perspective, it's still some game that you can get up out of that. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I respect everybody on here, and I respect the people who listen. Because if we talk shit, a lot of times people talk, the people that's negative, they're in the minority.
Yeah.
Right.
The majority of people listening right now, y'all got y'all positive people, y'all got love in y'all heart. So we appreciate y'all.
And that we can respectfully disagree and still laugh.
Come on,
That's a lot of love.
Kraig Smith.
When Brandon get pulled over by the police, he showed him his freedom papers first. You got to see the officer.
Free for years, sir.
Don't was cracking up, man.
You gonna get it?
Hey, that nigga Doughboy was the only person invited to the Righteous and Ratchet podcast going away party.
How you doing?
Nigga was the only one there. Found out
That nigga Dewan only buy vitamins if they chewable, nigga.
Hey, Kev asked Doughboy to decorate his baby shower when he got to hear pregnant.
Oh shit!
Hey, Doug, turn around, Doug. Hey, that nigga Doughboy got a wrongful termination case.
Hey, Brandon. This is welcome. Get it. On Charlie's driver's license, the skin tone say turmeric.
Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you.
Oh shit!
When Dewan looking for an apartment, he got to make sure it's a Krispy Kreme nearby. I mean, goddamn, y'all ain't got no. I don't want that. I don't want that.
And nigga Charlie got a gopher living in his face.
God damn. God. Jesus Christ.
Hey, that nigga Brandon can't read. He signed his name with an X and shit. What? When you want me to sign that message? That nigga done hit me with it. All right, That nigga Dozie is extra critical of the bongo player in every band. That nigga, I don't like the way that nigga. I don't like that. That nigga hit me with a haymaker, dog. True, dog.
Shut up. Don't say nothing.
I was funny to the motherfucker.
Hey man, we gonna wrap up the show.
Hey, niggas are sorry, dog.
That nigga Kraig got a dance routine to every Bubba Sparks song. Man.
I found you, this new booty. That's crazy. God damn, dog.
We wrapping it up? Yeah. Hey, I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. Ben Frank, that's my homeboy since the 2nd grade, man.
He's still alive?
Right there. That's my nigga, Ben Frank, man. Everybody, that's my nigga right there, dog. That's my nigga. That's my nigga since the 2nd grade, dog. I fuck with it, man.
Romulus,
Alma Dixon Cider, everybody in the chat, man. We love all the jokes, man. We appreciate all the donations, man.
That nigga's name is, bro. His name is Ben Frank, bro. Paul.
That's my nigga. That's my nigga, man. Since 2nd grade. I just want to shout out everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all, man. 100, dog, for real.
For sure.
Detroit.
You're not from Detroit, bro. Stop claiming Detroit. You niggas is from Romulus.
Hey, but you know what? From Palmdale. Romulus is just kind of like San Bernardino, dog.
That nigga from Valencia talking about, nigga, I'm from LA.
This Orange County nigga, what the fuck is this nigga talking about, dog? What is this nigga talking about? This nigga get around his white friends and let him call him nigga. It's okay, guys. There's no one else around.
Nigga Brandon, how you doing, nigga Brandon?
Nigga Brandon.
Oh shit! That nigga get with all his white friends and let him tase him and shit. I can take it, girl. I can take it, man. Do it. Put it on the highest one.
He said put it on the hottest one.
Oh shit!
Oh god.
Y'all crazy,
They practice hitting golf balls out of Charlie's cheeks.
Pause, nigga.
That's nasty.
That's nasty, my nigga.
Yeah, y'all from Romulus, bro. Why?
all good, dog.
Ben Frank, you guys aren't Detroit niggas. Y'all.
It don't matter. It's a, do y'all think San Bernardino niggas can't bang?
Oh no, they
They don't think they.
I'm just saying.
They don't say they from LA.
They better not say they from LA.
Be happy from where you're from.
I mean, it's to each his own. I don't know.
It's goons everywhere.
Stop saying you from Detroit. This nigga ain't no man.
He claimed it. Romulus. There you go. There you go. Claim that shit.
Hey, hold on, wait. This nigga Brandon said he can come to Romulus and or Detroit and clean up all the hoes.
I'll come to Romulus and smack a bunch of these niggas.
Oh man.
You can quote me on
Pause.
Pause.
Niggas that don't claim where they're from, that to me that tells a lot about them. I wouldn't brag about no nigga from 2nd grade who's lied about where he's from.
That's what he doing? That nigga lying about it?
Look at that nigga outfit.
Hey, man, that's funny.
I'm trying to get niggas in the,
If you
in the
from
chat
Romulus,
credit.
say from Romulus. Don't false claim where you from.
That's
That nigga attacking the chat. That nigga, you bossing up on the chat room, niggas? You Twitter finger ass nigga. Bossing up on chat rooms. You can tell that nigga's a professional troller, dog. Bossing up on chat room, nigga.
Well, no, it's not Twitter finger.
Just sound like
All y'all have stories nobody can vouch for. The guy left to me can vouch for all the stories I got.
all your niggas is from here. All your niggas is from
We
here.
ain't never seen your straps. We gotta just believe you.
Eminem did
Dozie tell you firsthand.
You brought this nigga here. Let me bring 20 niggas here. You showed up like Zoe with 20 niggas in here. All these niggas is voting for me. All my niggas is, let me bring 20 motherfuckers in here. Ask this nigga. Let me bring 20 motherfuckers in here. I bet you ain't like, man, that nigga ain't playing no game.
He'll be like, yeah, that
You want some Joe Williams shit, nigga. This nigga Brandon Joe Williams.
And Charlie gonna bring niggas back, man. That Romulus Detroit nigga for real. And then
Oh my God!
I'll tell you how many times his knuckles got scarred.
Man, nigga.
Yeah, the white boy
nigga.
The white boy the most popular one. Where I'm from, niggas came out.
I gotta let him get him off. I ain't mad at that.
Man, shout out to Romulus, man.
We just talking shit.
Hey, shout out to Zoe. Shout out to talking shit, nigga. We just talking shit.
Hey, niggas don't know how to have fun, bro.
Yeah, I be seeing people in the chat room talking like, man, you must be talking about this person or that person.
Man, we having fun, my nigga.
Look, hey, people on the internet. People on the internet, look.
Charlie from Mesquite.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, people on the internet understand. Look, you're dealing with people in this room that have a lot of life experience.
Yeah. Facts. That's what a lot of these niggas don't understand, dog. Yeah, life experience in this room.
Just because you see something happen, just because you see something happen on another internet show, don't mean a nigga talking about that internet show. Niggas got life experience to deal with, and so just because you see, you guys look, ain't no beef between nobody in this shit, man. No other shows. No other people. We just crack jokes and tell stories from our experience. That's it.
That nigga Doughboy playing a wire in here when we leave, so Kevin on stage can listen to all
I want to hear all. You want to hear all Kraig gay jokes, nigga? All Kraig gay jokes right now.
Who y'all say?
Look at the great Kraig on stage.
Y'all leave that nigga alone.
I think Kevin is one of the coolest niggas.
He cool. I can crack jokes on him. Nigga.
Yeah,
everybody free.
I ain't like all you other niggas. I don't give a fuck if he booked me for a shit. Fuck that nigga. I'm gonna roast that nigga till the day I die. Fuck Kevin.
Niggas be out here pipe riding. Like, don't say that about that nigga.
He's a good nigga. No, let me tell you something. He ain't ever did nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these niggas be dick riding him because they want to do his shit. I get it. He's a nigga that he provides a lot of opportunity. That's what happens. So more power to you. But I'ma still roast your ass, nigga. Kev is a semi-sensitive nigga. He ain't no bitch, but he's semi-sensitive. If you do something to get on his bad side, he's not gonna fuck with you no more. Straight up. And I did something, so fuck it. But I love you.
I know a lot of niggas like that.
So he's semi-sensitive. He ain't a hoe, but sometimes he do you shit. You like, well, why? I mean, what are you?
You mad about that?
What you mad about, nigga?
That nigga Dewan gets sensitive when people say, let's address the elephant in the room.
That's a good one.
I gotta get this. Wait, I love that nigga. Wait, I love his clapbacks. I want to get that nigga.
Hold on. That nigga Dewan tell people don't take the vaccine while he's eating McDonald's.
You got
Our nigga said Darnell Wallace is sensitive. Facts.
Darnell Wallace is sensitive.
Sensitive nigga, bro.
30 years in McDonald's, people ain't growing third nipples.
I don't like the
niggas take vaccines and motherfuckers growing 6 toe at year number 7.
David Lucas is the little homie. I don't like what he did to the little homie. I didn't like that down there.
That was some whole shit.
Take your roast like a man, nigga. You already a legend, my nigga.
He should have let David Lucas get his shit off, man.
Yeah,
that funny.
Shout out to David.
That was weird.
Don't get me wrong. David Lucas be a disrespectful little nigga sometimes.
Nigga funny, man. Shout out to you, David Lucas.
Wouldn't that be karma? Because what had happened after when the guy roasted him and he walked? I mean. The universe doesn't miss.
What happened? What you mean?
When he got roasted off the show and he fucking walked out.
Yeah.
So
that clip he showed at the beginning.
Right.
So it's like, he may have done that to David, and obviously David handled it like a pro that he is.
Yeah, correct.
And then fast forward, look what happened to Donnell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's the good thing about the internet, man. You work hard, you get to a point where you may not necessarily have to deal with them punk ass politics. Because let me tell you, a lot of your favorite comedians is some narcissistic and punk ass niggas. I'm not saying that about Donnell Rollins. I don't know him personally, but a lot of these niggas will call people and not to tell them not to fuck with you because they don't like you or something you did. And if you're a nigga that do shit like that, you a bitch. And if I find out personally that a nigga's done that to me, I'm gonna come fuck you up. Because I've never ever made a call to anybody in the industry and said, don't fuck with this comedian because we didn't get along. I've never done no shit like that. If you a nigga that does shit like that, your day is coming. And it's not gonna, and you're not gonna be able to control it.
I like that story with Murder Inc. and 50 Cent. They interviewed, what was the nigga that was over Murder Inc.?
No,
the nigga that ran. They were interviewing Irv Gotti, and he was just transparent. He said, man, I blocked 50 Cent into the biggest deal of his life. He said, I was one of the biggest things at the time.
And he said they was asking me about 50. He was like, no, don't. He was like, labels was calling me. I was closing the door. And he said, I blocked him into the best situation ever. I blocked him into the whole shit with Dre and everything. He was like, in his history. So you can't block real progress, man.
Right. Bro. It's going to happen.
You know what I'm saying? What's God's plan is going to happen regardless. So all you hating ass niggas out there making phone calls and doing whole shit, you're not going to be able to stop a real nigga that's on the grind, bro.
Nah, you can't.
Facts, bro.
You can't, man. It's that narcissism, bro. I don't know if it's ever been done to me. I hope it hasn't, but that narcissism is real. People feel like their opinions of you should be everybody's opinion.
Oh, you like that nigga Kraig?
And that's some dangerous shit.
Kraig type nigga, I'm gonna give you your flowers right now, my nigga.
Oh, man.
Kraig the type of comic, though, like, you not finna find this type nigga everywhere. Like, you go to comedy clubs to see a Kraig. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, that's the new nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so different and it's such, like, out of the norm of what everybody's doing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody tried to be Bernie at one point. You know what I'm saying? Everybody tried to be Mike
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've seen this nigga on stage, and this nigga is a murderer of crowds. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it don't matter. Like, that you can't teach that shit. There's no comedy class you can go to.
That's real talk because, like, I said it before, y'all, anybody who watched the show, especially back from day one, I've always talked about how much of a fan I am of Kraig's comedy.
Right.
But like, the difference with me is, I've only seen one episode of Roast Me ever. That was like the year that he won Roast Me Roast of the Year. I never watched that fucking show
That nigga murdered.
because a lot of shit that was going on. I'm funny. I never watched, so I'm not a fan of him from Roast Me. I didn't see none of that shit. I remember this thing as a comedian 2 years in.
Awards? To me, he was just the funniest guy on whatever one.
I didn't watch. No, the 1 year like
he was like the MVP of that season.
That was the only episode of Roast Me I've ever seen in my life. But I remember watching Kraig on stage when he was 2 years into comedy, 9 months into comedy, and saying Kraig to this day literally has my favorite joke. When he talks about churches, a room full of people scared of the same shit. That's the best, to me. That's the best joke written I've heard in the last 5 years, and he builds on that.
I like the one about the waitress. The waitress at the strip club. You just a hoe with no courage.
And he got another one like, I think you should be buried in what you worked in.
Yeah.
Like you got a stripper, nigga. Kraig got some, but y'all ain't gonna necessarily hear this shit on TV because TV got gatekeepers. They want to keep the vibration of things low. They want to get it. Only way nepotism can exist is if you don't show niggas like this.
Let me give Kraig his flowers too. I mean, he's one of the funniest niggas I know. Been working with him for years. But outside of that, just being a real nigga. Like that nigga, bruh. Last summer, bro, I was going through some of the toughest shit. I had niggas saying terrible shit about me, niggas washing my name, and it was just
I'll be honest with you,
sucker shit, right?
I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Before I met you, I didn't like you.
Okay, that's cool. I get that.
But you, when I knowing you, you one of the coolest niggas I've
Why you didn't like him though?
It's just I don't know.
That's cool though. I'm not even.
It was because how All Def was pushing Doughboy.
Right.
Well, you got your aggression out on the nigga Tuesday. Clearly, you got your aggression out on the nigga Tuesday.
You don't got nothing, Doughboy. But no. But let me finish though. But what I was saying is, the nigga though. Let me tell you though. It was last summer, bro. It was one of the toughest times in my life, bro. It was like I was going through real shit. I had motherfuckers really saying a lot of this terrible shit about me. This nigga would just pull up on some regular shit like, "Yo, let's just go eat breakfast, my nigga." Just right now, I don't do all that. But what I'm saying, is, nigga just would just pull up like, "Yo, let's just go eat, bro. You gonna snap out his?" And he even snapped me back into my creative shit because I was like, man, don't nobody want to work with me. He was like, I got this little series. And so I just got a lot of love and respect for him just as a man. His comedy shit is fire, but just as a nigga in this shit, and I've been around so many people in this shit they're not what they appear to be. Man, that's one of the solidest niggas I know. And I just thank you.
I appreciate y'all, man.
For just,
thank y'all.
keeping it real.
But I'm going to tell you one thing that changed me in this comedy was the whole Rana Lopez situation.
That's the girl that...
Talk about it.
You know her.
I know her.
I knew her when she was just regular funny Arana. And she lost her mind.
She did.
And a lot of the motherfuckers that was around her every day, some of them are still around. I'm not saying that nobody try to help her out, but she was somebody who would have possibly came and did this show.
Right.
She was a grinder in this comedy shit.
For
real. I seen how cold the game was. When she lost her mind, the whole world was like this.
Acting like they didn't know her.
She literally lost her mind on social media.
Yeah.
She went from being regular, everyday working woman, comedian, juggling jobs, doing comedy, to homeless on her Instagram, getting kicked out of restaurants,
Starbucks and shit,
getting kicked out of hotels, getting kicked out of airports. You know what I'm saying? And in this business, there are people who exist in this business who have the regular corporate mentality where if you're not perfect, they just kick you to the side.
Oh yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? If you're not the stand-up Christian person, or if you get drunk, or if you get high a little bit too much, or if you're not respectful, or if you don't say hello and please and thank you, like nigga, this is art, bro.
Facts.
This ain't regular work in America. Motherfuckers be going through shit. You're not a good person if you kick niggas to the side and throw them in the trash because they not perfect. You're a bad person. In fact, you're worse than the person you're judging.
Oof.
You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's why I keep gutter niggas next to me, bro, because when you grew up how we grew up, man, I don't fuck with niggas because of what they got and who they are and because they perfect. I fuck with niggas because I fuck with them niggas.
Yeah.
If you my nigga, you my nigga. Whatever comes with you, I love you. I'm never going to put myself in a position where you could bring me down, but I'm not going to stop fucking with you if you falling.
Facts.
I'm going to do what I can within my power to be there for you. But some of these niggas in this game, when a motherfucker slips up or starts falling, they totally be hands off.
Facts.
And that's a coward, in my opinion.
Coward shit, because you're right about that. People, Arana really grinded her ass off.
She did,
what
man.
She got. And I remember, like, she used to rent one of my apartment units, and I remember I saw how hard she worked before she moved, because all that happened when she moved to the East Coast or whatever.
Right.
But I remember right before she moved to the East Coast, she was in one of my units. Paid her shit on time. Didn't held her hair, but she was always grinding. Like I would see Arana coming in at 2 a.m, leaving out at 6 a.m. to grind her motherfucking ass off. And then that shit happened, and then people happened.
She just kind of, and she's dealing with mental. No, her mom died. Her mom had passed.
Oh, her mom.
And she was dealing with mental illness. And like, you know, I always respected Arana so much because y'all remember back when we was battling shit. Like, she would call me out, like, and I would be like, damn, she got like heart, like so, like on some comedic going back and forth shit. We went back and forth. We, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I always respected her because she was just hard. She went so fucking hard, and I hated how everybody kind of turned their back on her when she was going. Like, motherfuckers were just distancing themselves, and I hated how that happened. So shout out to Arana Lopez, man. I hope she's good.
Who distanced themselves from her?
Just the whole industry.
A lot of comics.
This industry is real high schooly.
Well, who had access to her?
Everybody.
So why the fuck you guys distanced?
Niggas distanced themselves from her because she was losing her mind.
She was losing her mind, bro, in front of everybody. Like she
literally.
But she went to the East Coast. You said
she went to the East Coast.
She lost it here.
No, she lost in the East Coast.
Right.
When she
so
did
y'all didn't have
Wild 'N Out.
access to her because she wasn't here.
It was a 50 Cent show.
Yeah, but that was on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because when she was here, but when she went to the East Coast, something happened. Yeah,
right.
A lot
It's
of shit
just
happened.
different. Yeah,
but it's not just like, it's different if you just back off. But people were starting to play her as a joke.
Right.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
People were starting to use her as a punchline. Like, are y'all serious?
And she's like visually going through something.
Visually.
Bro, now just imagine you see somebody who literally goes from being normal to losing everything, their mind, everything on social media.
Right, in front of everybody.
She's documenting the whole process. These punk police is kicking me out of this hotel because I ain't got the money. Fuck y'all, getting arrested. Then the next clip, she in Hawaii, sleeping, you know, a bum on the beach, and they kick her out the beach, taking her to jail. The next one, she's in McDonald's. She's been in McDonald's for almost a whole day using the Wi-Fi. They're like, you gotta go. She fighting people. Just sad shit, bro.
Right.
As a kid, I can relate to the living experience from being with people we're supposed to care, and it's not fun, and it's definitely not fun to be. People don't understand the fun line of a joke and when something is realistic that you cannot change. And when you're stuck in a situation, whether you're an adult or a child, I personally don't think it's fair to then make somebody a butt of that joke, because that can be you. And if you experience it, like I experienced, like that shit's not funny. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Like we joke, we fuck around, we joke a lot, we all spar together. But bro, certain things you have to understand. Like, this person needs help.
Right.
Like let's cut that off.
Yeah.
But again, when you're in the internet, you can say whatever the fuck you want. It's
True.
unfortunate.
And that's what I was gonna say with your community and people that you vetted and people that, like, 'cause we all close. We a community here. We vetted each other. We've been around each other for a while. I think the best thing you can do for some of your people at times, even if it's one-on-one, is transparency is contagious.
Right.
Chuck, because I've been together. Maybe you guys have done too, but when you get the McDonald's cup and you take that bitch home and you go back the next day because it's quote unquote free refills. But they and you don't even realize the people that work there understand what you're going through. Yeah. So they don't say nothing when you refilling this shit every. Like, bro, this shit is for real, bro. Like, niggas really, like, we all went through this shit. Like, I'm saying we may have grew up in different parts of the world, but we've all experienced some of the same shit, bro. Like now that when I get older, when I reflect as a child, like, I'm like, damn, people. I used to think I was hiding it. People fucking knew, bro.
Man, I remember being a kid. I didn't even realize.
That's what I'm saying. I was a child. They didn't say it, but I used to think nobody knew.
Having that childlike perception, I missed that, bro. Because I remember as a kid looking back, certain people in my family was on drugs heavy, and that never crossed my mind.
Never. I always loved them.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
you love Cousin Stanley.
You get older, and for some reason, you feel like your relationship with God is stronger than everyone else's, and the Lord told me that you're wrong. And if you don't live according to what God tells me is right, then I can't fuck with you. You got them type of niggas.
Which gives Christianity a bad name.
And I don't even mean it like Christianity. When I say Lord, nigga, I'm talking about niggas who have a God complex. They think that they got a good relationship with God. No, you have a God complex. You feel like things can only be right if they're within the realm of your control, or if it's done in accordance to what you think right is. You know what I'm saying? People eat people when they get hungry enough, nigga. You gonna put it. You gonna put it. So anyway, we done with the show today, man. We getting a little too deep. Dewan, tell them where they can find you.
Go to my Instagram, Dewan B. That's my link tree. I got my live drum sample packs, Funk Souls live drum sample packs. They own that motherfucker in the link tree. If you type in the code Funk1, you get 20% off for all you musicians out there. Funk1, you get 20% off my sample pack. That's my first edition. I got 2 more editions coming out pretty soon. We also hotepbitch.com. Get my class. No Time to Waste, May 2nd. I already sold like almost half the tickets, y'all. It's limited capacity because I want to be
humble flex.
Yeah, humble flex. I want to be able to talk because it's on my book I just wrote, No Time to Waste, a self-motivation guidebook on how to get off your ass and do the things inside of you that you know to do. Most people are motivated by haters and shit. What happens if that hater dies? Man. What happens if that hater starts liking you? What's going to be your motivation? Your motivation got to come from within. So I wrote a book on how to get that shit out of you and monetize it. In my class, where I'm personally teaching a webinar, May 2nd, tickets are only $29. You get the book for free. And $29 ain't shit when it comes to you finding your gifts and doing the things in you that you know you love to do. So get the webinar Sunday, May 2nd. It's all that shit's in my link tree. Yeah.
You motherfuckers know what it is.
Talk about it.
I mean, Duncan Penny Hughes, Mr. Duncan Penny Hughes on Instagram. Fuck, I got a gang of shit coming. I don't give a fuck about nothing right now. I'm so, you know what I'm saying? So lit. It's so much going on. But
Tunnel vision, baby.
But Sapio Sexual, y'all fucking with nerdgangclothing.com. Everybody the people that's ordering shit, take pictures of yourself and send me. I'm gonna post y'all up, bro. I'm saying we're gonna have shit popping, bro. So I appreciate the love. I appreciate I appreciate my brothers here. That's what I want to say too. Everybody here, bro. I know the niggas is a phone call away. I'm just be honest with you. It's niggas that you see on the internet a lot, and the niggas might fuck with each other a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But we fuck with each other for real. You know what I'm saying? That's why you get this conversation you get. You know what I'm saying? So love to all my niggas here. You know what I'm saying? I know if I need something, niggas got me. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of niggas in my situation to where going through the shit I went through, you really don't have that. It's a lot of niggas you get jaded. You like, damn, I can't fuck with no new niggas because every nigga's a fuck nigga. But trust me, bro, every nigga ain't a fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying? So just know that. Keep going, keep grinding. And if you're going through anything, you know what I'm saying, you can look at Kraig Facts any point and get game. From fucking emotional shit to financial shit. You know what I'm saying? We on everything, bro. So this is the best podcast, period.
Let's get it, bro.
Go ahead, man.
For sure, man. Doughboy, y'all can reach me on all social media platforms. I am Doughboy, IAMDOBOY, and I am Doughboy TV on YouTube. Thank you for having me, man. It's always a great time.
These niggas is retarded.
Niggas say I got a this is the niggas that never had no gaming systems.
No women.
no women, no nothing.
No, they never had women. I never had women.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Niggas can't wait to talk to men at 4 o'clock.
Niggas are paid to say fuck me.
I've never
crazy.
seen this many horny dudes just talking shit for 2 hours. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, I just want to thank everybody that's been subscribing to my YouTube, man. I'm having a good time. Subscribe to my YouTube, Charlie Newhart.
3K, right?
Almost, man. We on the way.
Let's get it.
I appreciate all. I'm having a ball, man.
Keep eating on your mics at your house. And
you know what I'm saying? I love it.
No time.
That nigga Brandon was in a group of people last week that got sprayed with a fire hose. Get these niggas to calm down. What are we gonna do? Fire him out.
Let me say this one too to everybody in the chat, bro. Hey, by the end of this year, we need over 100,000 fucking subscribers, bro.
Facts, share it, bro.
We need that ASAP by the summer.
We got some same whole ass niggas who want thumbs up.
Like come on, bro. We giving y'all shit y'all not gonna see on the internet. We need y'all niggas to get everybody else y'all know to come here and get the same love and knowledge y'all getting, my nigga, for real.
Should be there, man.
And so facts, I'm giving away 90 days of therapy to one person, man. You just gotta hit my website, ilovecharlienewhart.com. Go to the contact section and just let me know what, because I mean I experienced trauma growing up. Us as black people, especially black men, we've experienced more trauma than damn near anybody in the world. You know what I'm saying? So you hit my website, ilovecharlienewhart.com. Go to the contact section. I'm paying for therapy for 90 days for one person, man. So hit me up.
Ooh, man.
We got to make the change. We sit here, we talk about the change, you know what I'm saying? And y'all have inspired me. It's like, shit, let's do it.
It's going to be a bitch Charlie beat up.
Bitch, you need therapy. I'll sock shit in my mouth. Holla at him. Get the fuck out of here.
Nigga giving therapy to his victims.
Hey, Adrian Bray, you got the name of a girl. Shut up, nigga. That nigga been popping shit. Hey, see, you did what's happening, my nigga.
When that nigga Dozie go buy cars, he makes sure the radio work, but don't check the oil.
Oh, God.
He's motherfucking nice.
Oh, God.
He's a real nice guy.
No, you serious? You sell cars.
Niggas should leave that shit.
Last church Charlie was in, they kicked him out for drinking the holy water.
Okay, dog. Those in the building.
All right, man. Che Bukwenu, man. Hey, I wholeheartedly hate and love y'all niggas at the same time, man. Real talk. Y'all know where to find me, man. Regular_DOZ, man. I love you too, brother. Regular_DOZ, man. On Instagram. Dozie Nzenwa on Facebook, man. I love everybody.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Hey, this part for me is gonna be long. Pause.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You said
I mean, I was pretty distant last
Pause your pink shirt.
Don't worry about it.
Number one, I don't want problems with nobody in Romulus. Also, some niggas out there. I'm a little too old now, so I am not fighting for that title. So if we ever go out there, bro. You guys won. This is within us joking and having a good time. It felt good to be back.
Yes, sir. Miss you,
Kraig, man. We all give Kraig flowers, but man, what I like most about Kraig is his objectivity and the transparency. And me and him really clash behind off camera, bro. But it's based off of the same goal, right? We both want each other to win so bad. It's like, bro, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Blah 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 blah. And it's like maybe we don't have all the puzzle together, but we can see the puzzle without all the pieces being laid in. Even on the fucking commercial, that fucking pissed me off. Yeah. But within like the first, I understood where he's at of like. Just see it. We'll put that shit in, but you have to see it first. Yeah. And once I understood that, I'm like, this guy's a fucking genius, dude. This guy's a fucking genius. And you guys may not even know what I'm talking about, but you do. And I want to say that shit on air because I'll lose my train of thought if I don't get it out.
Facts. Yeah.
This guy is a fucking genius, and it is flat out insane, and it's just flat out insane. So. Appreciate you for that. Dewan, Doughboy, Dunk, Charlie, Dozie, all you man, like you guys are just fire. I feel like this is the best podcast. I don't know if Doughboy's here to stay. We never even had the convo, but you're such a dope addition to the show, bro. And if you do keep coming, man, we definitely would love you to keep coming. I know that's a question for people in the comments if you're gonna stay, but we'd obviously love if you do. Absolutely. You know, if you want to go back to Kev and tell him all the secrets, you definitely can.
So they doing what up here?
With the T-Rex hands. Why did you do the T-Rex hands, my nigga? Why?
Oh shit! Yeah, so I definitely, because for me, I'm very analytical. So yeah, man, it feels good to be back. The website is TheeKraigSmith.com. You want to sponsor the podcast? Podcast is going on the road. Can I announce it or no?
Yeah.
Going to Vegas, y'all. May 22nd. The podcast.
That's what's up.
The podcast will be in Las Vegas. If you are in Vegas or you're in a neighboring area, go to the website.
We're celebrating Brandon's birthday all May. We only gonna have 200 tickets available. It's limited seating.
Man, let's go.
You the first time we go.
Yeah. So if you're looking for tickets, you want to be on the reserve list for the tickets. Go to the website TheeKraigSmith.com. Let us know that you want to
weekend of May 22nd.
Weekend of May 22nd. We're gonna put out something for the website so you can just literally purchase it through it, so we can do some pre-sale. But if you're already interested now, we need that email list. So go on the website. Let us know you're interested in it. We're going to get all that stuff squared out. The Patreon is patreon.com/TheeKraigSmith. I know you guys saw that the Domino League is fucking fire.
Man, I missed that shit.
So make sure you there's going to be exclusive stuff through there, possibly YouTube. We'll see. Make sure you subscribe now to get the exclusive content first. My Instagram is B12 World, letter B12 World. Keep sending me the DMs, man. I'll chop it up with y'all. Man, it feels good to be back, man.
Man, we miss your motherfucker.
Yeah. Hey, you're right about that. And like the niggas do be crashing, and when Brandon and Kraig crash, it look like a set of dice. Black and ivory.
Hey, I don't know, Brandon. Brandon is a motherfucking savage.
Yeah, Brandon is.
He ain't regular, nigga. That nigga, that nigga, how you jumping up like he just be laughing and shit. I love him though, man. That's my brother right there, man.
Guy, man. Also, one idiot said I met Dozie last year. We got pictures. Because, look, you know when you miss it, so you start reading all the comments, right? These niggas in the comments, they're just not funny to me.
We got pictures from 2010.
Yeah, you niggas in the comments are just not funny. But one nigga literally had a reason how me and Dozie met last year. If you idiots, we're so easily accessible, people. You just like
I'm already getting hit up about Vegas.
Yeah, no. Hit us up about Vegas. Hit me in the DM the whole night. But yeah, I've known Dozie for we're going on 11 years now. So
yeah, man.
Pause. I don't know why that sounded weird.
Loving each other for 11 years.
Y'all being homies. No, you ain't talking beef plant ass.
Beef plant?
This nigga got his legs open in the sweats. I don't know.
I couldn't do that. This nigga took my chair. This nigga double like, nigga, I don't want no stomach in the camera. I don't give a fuck.
But yeah,
man, we lay on your bed, eat your children's snacks, you rub it.
We're definitely taking this year to a whole nother level, starting the second half of the year.
Let's go.
We're killing it. So, again, the Vegas show, go to the website. You can hit us in the DM. You have questions of where it's going to be at the whole venue. Pre-sale tickets, just hit us up and we got you.
We got you, man. They'll be up very soon. We got a mad other dates as well, so we're gonna get those up soon here. Yeah, look, I love y'all, man. Hey, Kev on stage. I'm just joking. If you want to come up here, man.
Yeah, man, throw my nigga in a Spectrum commercial, man. Fuck out of here.
Let me do this in the Spectrum commercial. What did they do? I love them niggas, man, but I ain't no hoe, nigga. I'm gonna say what I want to say. You know, I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say.
This is the platform, man.
But it is all love, but you're gonna get these jokes.
You got to.
It just has to happen.
You got to.
Because shit, we're comedians. Yeah. If I owe you something, get it from God.
Hey.
Love y'all niggas, man.
Real shit, nigga.
Nah, we good. What's up, nigga? We need everybody, nigga.
Everybody can hear it out of this.
We need a Kraig.